Hi everybody, I'm Amor Maximo, and I'm just a random person trying to share how beautiful life is. Today is day one, day two, day three, fourth day of Galley Talks, the first virtual flight attendant conference. So if you're up for it, let's go. To most people, the galley is known as the kitchen in a ship or aircraft. But as for me, I'd like to believe that it's a memorable place for the crew. It is where we set up and prepare for service. It is a haven for personal time, and even a venue to solve emergencies. And if these galleys have ears, they have heard a lot of stories. Numerous cabin crew have shared personal and professional tales, records of happiness and sadness. They have given information and have expressed ideas and feelings, among many, many others. In relation to that, I decided to create an avenue for anyone to talk, for I believe that everyone has something to say, and all that we need is a venue wherein one can speak with people who are willing to listen. And we have that right here. With that being said, may I present Galley Talks, the first virtual flight attendant conference. It is where we have gathered 20 of your favorite flight attendant YouTube vloggers, wherein they will talk about different sides of being a flight attendant and various angles that can be seen in the airline industry. This event is brought to you by Amor Speaks in association with our social media partner, Fly High Manila. So let's go straight to our first speaker. She will talk about the importance of having confidence. Her YouTube handle is WanderingMomPH. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present Miss Ina Ramos.
Hi everyone. Hello. Hello, lovies. Okay, my name is Ina, so you may call me Miss Ina or FA Ina of WanderingMom.ph, and I am very happy to be here right now. Amor, I owe you big time. Thank you so much for including me in this conference as a speaker. Well, first of all, I would like to acknowledge the presence of all the participants here, especially my FA babies from FA Ina, baby FAs. Hello. Yeah, and I am very happy that you were able to participate here. Hindi ko na kayo isa-isahin, baka umabot tayo ng 30 minutes. Okay, so we will be talking about confidence. You know, you've heard about it, you know about it, of course. Pero, could you really say that you have it? No, I'm pretty sure a lot of you would say, of course, di ba? Thumbs up naman dyan, sabihin nyo naman, yes, ganyan. But of course, if you are in doubt, you may also type in, maybe, I'm not sure, I need help. Yan, you may also type it in there para naman alam ko na itong talk ko na to kailangan. Merong silbi, no? Okay, so of course you may communicate with me by typing or kasi I couldn't see all of you since I'm just using my phone. Okay, so what about me? No, I've been flying for almost 17 years as an international flight attendant, and I've also joined a national beauty pageant when I was 23. Wow, no? Medyo matagal na yon because I'm already 40 right now. Pero nung time kasi na yon, if I'm just going to do a story time ng content, no? Biglaan kasi yung lahat. I didn't even prepare for it. No, sobrang biglaan. My friend just dragged me into it, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what they're looking for. Pero ang alam ko lang kasi sa pagka-beauty pageant kasi talaga, you have to have it. But nilakasan ko yung loob ko, even if I know my flaws. I don't have perfect teeth. My legs are thick. My knees are facing each other. I don't know if you can imagine that. Pero ganun, ganung level, kumbaga, na parang I don't belong here, no? Pero syempre, nakapasok ako. Nakapasok ako. So why would I even say to myself na, why I don't belong here if natanggap ako, nakapasok ako. So it was a Ruby anniversary, so 40 ladies, no wait, Ruby, ano ba Ruby? 40 ladies kami na nagko-compete that time. No? So and that, ladies and gentlemen, doon nagsimula ang aking thoughts na, hey, if kaya ko to sa isip ko, then kaya ko to gawin. Na if I will have these kinds of doubts sa sarili ko, yun din ang makikita nila sa akin. Na kung ang papakita ko lang sa kanila is kung saan ako magaling, din yun lang ang makikita nila. Yan, doon na nag-umpisa lahat. That pageant actually brought a lot of confidence in me. And it was a really an experience talaga to remember and treasure. Okay, so we're going to talk about confidence. So what is confidence ba? Well, of course, you can Google it, pwede mo naman tanungin si Google kung ano ang confidence. It will just give you a technical meaning. But for me, kasi, it is a driving force, lovies, no? It is a driving force that gives us an assurance that we could perform or accomplish a task and a goal, a dream, no? And it gives us a peace of mind as well that we could actually do it. No? So, for me, that is confidence, right? Right? So, ang gusto ko lang din tanungin sa inyo na, why is confidence important? Yun. So, everybody can just say na I am confident I could do this. Actually, love is confidence is a very big word. No, you cannot just say it and not be sure of it. No, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin sa isang tao na confident ako, pero hindi ka pala sigurado na confident ka. Why? Because people will be relying on you. People will be depending on you. And if hindi ka pala sigurado, you will bring the whole ship down. Ganon katindi ang salitang confidence, no? Pag sinabi mo na kaya mo, panindigan mo, na kaya mo talaga. So it shows people that you can perform a responsibility. And like for example, if you're a doctor and you're going to perform an operation, diba? Sabi nga, nung nag-uusap kami ni Jermaine Digay, ni F.A. Jermaine, she actually mentioned that if you're a doctor and you're going to perform an operation, di ba dapat confident ka? Diba? You cannot tell the family's patient na, siguro kaya ko. Char, sobra tayong patay no. Hindi pwedeng ganon, diba? You have to be confident. You have to know what you're doing, diba? So, ganun kabigat ang word na confidence. It gives assurance to the people na apektado sa sasabihin mo. It's something that they could see and they could feel. Diba? So, ganyan ka-importante ang confidence. If meron kang kliyente as a lawyer, di ba, di mo naman pwedeng sabihin din na siguro mapapanalo natin ang kaso. Kahit na millions is at stake. You know? Hindi pwedeng ganun eh. Yan yung ganun kabigat. Ganun kabigat. So, being a flight attendant, no? Bakit importante ang confidence? Sabihin na natin if we're performing a job already. Hindi pa ito yung yung papasok ka as a cabin crew, mag-a-apply ka. Yung mismo sa trabaho na muna namin, ano? Bakit kailangan na may confidence kami? Kasi syempre, pagka nagkaroon ng emergency, lovies, no? Hindi kasi pwede una ka pang magpapanik sa lahat. Dahil hindi mo pala alam ang ginagawa mo or nakalimutan mo lahat ng pinag-aralan mo, yung intensive training na pinagdaanan mo. Alam mo yun, parang, pasok dito, lumabas lang pala lahat dito. Hindi kasi pwedeng ganun. You have to retain it, not only in your mind, but in your heart. Everything is going to be automatic. Everything is going to be snappy. Everything is simultaneous. Pagka nagkaroon ng emergency, ito yung gagawin mo. Automatic, pag nakita ng isa na ito yung ginagawa mo, ito yung kailangan mong gawin din. Ito yung kailangan ng isa gawin. Everything is a teamwork na hindi nyo kailangan magtitigan para sabihin na, ano gagawin natin? No. Yan ang nagagawa ng confidence sa aming mga cabin crew. We know what we're doing. Yan. So, ngayon na mag-a-apply ka as a cabin crew, no? Ano yung role ng confidence doon? Well, una sa lahat, no, confidence, syempre, you have to have the guts, to actually take the first step. And that is actually the hardest part. Kasi, iisipin mo, una pa lang sa lahat, na, pwede ba ako? Pwede ba ako maging flight attendant? Nakita mo yung qualifications ng airline, Nakita mo na, black and white, ayan na. Tapos sabi mo pa na, pwede ba ako sa ganyan? Kasi hindi ako ganito, hindi ako ganon, hindi ako ganyan. Sino makakasagot yan sa'yo? Sa tingin mo? Ikaw pa rin. Hindi ang ibang tao. Ikaw lang. At pag hindi mo siya sinubukan, hindi mo malalaman ang sagot. Yan. So, the confidence actually, lovies, where do we get that? From experience. From the support of your family. Diba? Diyan mo nakukuha yung confidence kasi, lovies. Pag sinabi sa'yo ng mga tao na alam mo, kaya mo yan, kasi ganito ka eh. Alam mo, they will make you realize na, ganun ba ako? O baka nga pwede. Kasi hindi mo pala alam sa sarili mo na ganun ka pala. And yet everybody knows it. Diba? From experience, nagawa mo na siya dati. So, alam mo, magagawa mo ulit siya ngayon. Even though it's a different setup, different people. Pero, alam mo, nagawa mo na siya dati. So, magagawa mo siya ulit. Yan, Pero, paano if you're not blessed with those supportive people? Lovies, diba? Paano pag kayong mismong pamilya mo sinasabi na, or dinadown ka na, gusto mo mag-flight attendant, tawa-tawa mo. Gusto mo mag-flight attendant, lit-lit mo. Gusto mo mag-flight attendant, ganito ka. Dami sinasabi. Pamilya mo yan, or even your friends, di ba? Sabihin na ganon. It's a reality, lovies. It is a reality. It's a sad reality na talagang nakukuha nila yung mga ganong klaseng remarks from their own loved ones. And it's really sad, Syempre, pagka ang kausap mo yung mga friends mo na talaga, pagka ang kausap mo yung family na talaga, walang filter yan eh. Wala. Sasabihin nila sa'yo bluntly na hindi yan bagay sa'yo. Pero paano kung ito talaga yung dream mo? Saan mo kukunin yung confidence mo? Okay, love is it's like this. Dahil ko sinasabi yon na if you think you can become one, then it is true. Ang sinasabi sa'yo ng mga tao sa paligid mo is not your reality. Your reality is what you think of yourself. And you really have to work on it. So, iisa-isahin mo your flaws and your assets, di ba? Your strengths and capabilities, isa-isahin mo yan. Your pros and your cons, no? And what do you do with these flaws? May mga flaws kasi talaga na parang ang hirap-hirap yatang baguhin. Like for example, ako, pinanganak akong pike. Sabi ko nga, yung tuhod ko, konti na lang, alam mo yung, magkapatid na sila. Ngayon, magpinsan lang naman. Pero ibig ko sabihin, piki kasi ako. So, they're almost facing each other. Pagka nakatayo ako, I'm in a stance. Diba? Naka-stance ako, yung standing position. If I try my legs to, to be together, yung pagdidikitin mo yung ankles mo, ganyan. Hindi kaya. Kasi yung may unang nagdidikit ang tuhod ko bago pa yung ankles ko. So, ganun yung problema ko. And I really thought when I was in high school that is something that I could not fix. Sabi nila kaya daw sa hilot, sa ganyan. Wala namang pakialam yung mga magulang ko kung maging piki ako for life. No? So, anong ginawa ko? I studied. Kasi meron kasing mga nagsumali sa mga pageants din, like Rufa Gutierrez, na bongga rin ang pagkapiki nila. No? Pero inayos nila sa lakad nila. Meron silang certain stand or post na ginagawa na hindi na kikita. Kung alam mong piki ka, ba't ka naman magsi-skinny jeans? No? So, ginawa ko, lagi ako naka-wide leg, ganyan, para hindi siya nakikita. So, I fixed it in a matter na ginawan ko lang siya ng diskarte. Yan. So, yung ipin ko naman, na yung isang front tooth ko na nakapatong sa kabilang ipin, nangangapit bahay siya, no? Yun, so, wala rin akong magawa ng time na yun, pero sinuportahan ako ng parents ko, pinabrace nila. Pero for some reason, biglang nagbibini Pilipinas, kailangan tanggalin, biglang kailangan kong mag-apply sa party, biglang tinanggal. So, hindi rin siya naayos. Pero for some reason, ang ganda daw kasi ng ngiti ko. At naniwala ako doon. Yes. So, kahit na ang ipin kong isa ay nangangapit bahay, Kebs, hindi ko na siya pinansin. Ang pinansin ko, ang hinighlight ko, is kung ano yung sinabi nila na maganda sa akin, which is yung ngiti ko. Doon tayo nag-focus labis at hindi sa ipin ko. Eventually, pumayos din naman siya, nakisama siya, kahit na hindi na ako nag-retainers or nag-brace. Swerte din. Tapos ito pa yung mga yung mga allergies ko. I have a mild eczema sa binte. Alam mo yung mga ganun bang mga kaek-eka na kemerlo na ganyan na talaga namang iisipin mo na, Diyos ko, bakit ba yung ibang tao napaka-perfect at ako hindi? Ang ibig ko lang sabihin, hindi talaga lahat ng tao perfect and you cannot really have everything, no? You just have to work on your flaws and you just have to work on what you have. Diba? So, the thing is, ito meron tayong pag-uusapan na pagkakaiba ng confidence at arrogance. Okay? Confidence, malakas ang kumpiyansa sa sarili. Arrogance, mataas ang tingin sa sarili. Magkaiba yan, lovies, ha? Pag arrogante ka, what do you do with your flaws? You deny it. You deny it to the bone. Hindi, I'm not like that. Arrogance. But if you are confident, then that means you have embraced and accepted your flaws. And once you have done that, lovies, no one can use it against you. Yan ang power ng confidence. Okay? So, ano ba yung gagawin mo ngayon, no? So, ito yung mga flaws ko. So, sabi ko nga, may mga flaws na nagagawa ng paraan. Meron naman yung mga flaws na talaga naman kailangan mo nalang tanggapin. Tapos, ano na lang gagawin mo doon sa mga flaws na kailangan mo nalang tanggapin? Hanapin mo yung mga strengths mo na pwede mong ipatong doon at i-conceal yung flaws na yun nung wala ka na magagawa. Diba? Ang ipakita mo, ang i-shine mo is yung strengths mo na yun, yung capabilities mo na yun. Yun ang ipatong mo doon. You cover your flaws with your strengths and capabilities hanggang si flaws ay malunod na lang at mawala na lang at hindi na siya makikita ng iba. Diba? Kung ano yung maganda sa'yo, yun ang kailangan makita ng mga tao sa'yo. Okay? Wag kayong, kasi labis ang problema kasi niyan, which is talagang pinanggigigilan ko tuwing nakikipag-usap sa akin yung mga aspirants. Mami, kasi ganito ako, ang hina ko kasi sa English. Paano yung hina ko sa English? Oh, hello naman siya sa tricycle na dumaan. Yes, sana may pasahero ka. Ayan, so sasabihin sa akin, ang hina-hina ako sa English. Ang liit ko kasi, yung mga ganyang bagay, hindi kasi ako maputi. Ay, char. Ay, hindi ko sabihin, ano ngayon? Ano kailangan mong gawin, diba? You cannot just be complaining that to me. I am here to listen, of course, but you cannot just say na, hindi na siguro ako pwede talaga maging flight attendant, mami, kasi ganito ako. Pagka yun ang sinabi mo sa sarili mo, how else can I help you? Pero pag tinanong mo sa akin, mami, what can I do? Anong pwede kong gawin? Kasi, ganito ako, mahina ako sa ganyan, ito kasi yung problema ko, ano kayang pwede kong gawin? Pag yan ang tinanong mo sa akin, tutulungan kita hanggang sa abot ng aking makakaya. Kasi, it only means na you have the will to actually do something about yourself. Pero kung sasabihan mo na muna agad ako na hindi na yata talaga ako pwede mag-flight attendant kasi ganyan-ganyan, ano pang gagawin ko? Diba? Ano pa sa tingin yung magagawa ko? Kasi, lovies, it has to come from you. Ibig ko sabihin, hindi naman kita pwedeng bulahin na, I'm sure naman, napakatalino mo. Pwedeng kaya mo yan. Sige na, pag-aralan mo lang ng English, kaya mo yan. Hindi kasi, honestly, I don't know all of you. Teka lang, nalaglag. Personally, I don't know all of you. Diba? So, I cannot make bola. I cannot give you false hopes. That is something that I will never do. But, if you are sincerely asking for my help, kung what I can suggest, diba? Then I can give that to you. Kasi, yun lang confidence has to come from you as well. Pag sinabi sa'yo ng mga magulang mo na kaya mo yan. Pero para pag hindi ka naniniwala na kaya mo, you'll be trapped there. Yun ang iiwasan mo, yung matrap ka sa sarili mong insecurity, sa sarili mong flaws. Iwasan niyo yun, lovies. Kasi once na matrap ka doon, pustahan tayo, wala na mangyayari sa buhay mo. Ipupusta ko talaga yan. Kaya napaka-importante na isa-isahin mo kung anong hindi maganda sa'yo kung meron man. O yung hindi tama, o yung mali. Tingnan mo kung may magagawan ka ng paraan. At kung hindi mo siya magagawa ng paraan, hintay ka pa ng konti. Kasi sabi kasi ng iba, financially, not able, no? Kaya hindi makapagpa-brace, kaya hindi makapagpa-LASIK, kaya hindi makapagpa-veneers, so kung ano man yung mga kaartihan na ganyan. Pero, Lavis, itong nangyaring pandemic na to, it actually gives you all the time in the world na mag-prepare. You could actually get a job that you could save up, para maiayos itong mga problemang ito. Pero sabi nga ni Amor Maximo, yes, ikaw. Sabi nga niya, if you are going to do something for yourself, yung aayusin mo yung ipin mo, ayusin mo yung mata mo, ano mo gusto mo ayusin sa sarili mo, don't do it because of your FA dream. Do it for your self-improvement, for your self-enhancement, for your confidence. Kasi, Lavi, sa totoo lang, no, hindi naman porket pinangarap mo, mapupunta sa'yo. And you always have to remember and have this positive outlook in life na God's plan is always bigger than your dream. Okay? So, kung hindi man ibigay sa'yo ni Lord itong pangarap mo na to, baka minsan isang araw, pagka nakalipad kita, hindi bilang hindi bilang co-worker or colleague. Baka pasero ka sa business class because meron ka na sarili mong business or ikaw na ang CEO ng kung anumang powerful na company dyan, di ba? Di natin kasi malalaman eh. So, lahat ng gagawin mo para sa sarili mo, do it for yourself. Do it for your confidence, not just for your dream. Don't lock yourself in that FA dream, Lovies. Kasi every time na may maa-acquire ka na bagong skill, every time na maaayusin ka sa sarili mo, believe me, another door of opportunity will open for you. So, pag inayos mo yung ganyan, acquire mo itong skill na to, ay, bukas ang pinto, bukas ang pinto, bukas ang pinto. Alam mo, at the end, ang gagawin mo, minili ka na lang kung anong mas feel mong gawin. You feel on top of the world already. And isn't that the best feeling, di ba? Yun. So, now what do you, sa ngayon, no, since sa pagiging FA yung pinaplano nyong gawin, to get that kind of confidence, Lovies, no? So, una sa lahat, if it's going to be the physical appearance, please, ngayon pa lang, anuhin nyo na, practicein nyo na having that kind of professional image. Okay, lalo na yung ating mga kuya and ates there, no, na nakatapos na ng college or in college already. Huwag nyo na masyadong patulan ng mga judgments na pananalita. Umpisahan nyo na yung nagsasalita kayo ng maayos. Ito mga kemerlo ko, huwag nyo yung anuhin nyo kasi ganito talaga magsalita. Ihaan nyo na. Pero, pag ako talaga kinausap, no, I believe me, mapapanganga ka na lang. Kaya, hayaan nyo na. Yun ang gusto kong ma-master ninyo, alright? Aside from that, the way you dress, ngayon pa lang, medyo, syempre, your personality has to look it at the same time. Pero yung how to dress professionally, medyo mag-ano na kayo dyan. Mag-google na kayo dyan kung paano nyo gagawin yon. Lalo na yung mga color combinations, yung mga na bagay sa inyo, okay? Kasi iba kasi dati yung corporate attire noon, nung panahon namin, ni Mon, Amor, di na kayo sasali yung panahon namin ni Mon, saka iba na rin kasi yung mga corporate attire ngayon. Talagang laging may mga splash of color, mga ganyan. So, alam niyo, medyo anuhin nyo na, sweethearts. Medyo i-explore nyo na yan. Tapos, yung mga ates and kuyas natin, again ates and kuyas, yung mga baby FAs ko dyan, huwag muna kayong huwag kayong ano dyan, yung pag may makeup, tigil-tigilan nyo na muna yan. Huwag kayong magmadaling tumanda. Sasabihin ko sa inyo kung anong kailangan nyo gawin ngayon pa lang, Pero hindi to. Okay, so yung pag may makeup, right, medyo i-explore nyo na rin ang corporate makeup, kung paano ano yung maganda sa inyo. It has to be neat and classy. Yan, yung mga medyo ano niyo na yan, medyo incorporate niyo na yan sa sarili niyo. How to make letters, emails, ganyan na hindi gumagamit ng major mga ganyang kalinyahan, Yung kasi love is ito sasabihin ko sa inyo, pag nasanay kasi kayo na ginagamit yung mga gay lingo na to, I'm telling you na kahit na alam mo yun, seryosohan na, nasa job interview ka na, swear lalabas yan. Ito nga, 'di ba, yung sa Miss Universe nga, 'di ba? Yung isa nating contestant to nag-major siya doon. Perfect example. Kasi nasanay siya mag-linggo eh. Akalain mo namang that major ayan. So, anyway, yun lang yun naman yung point ko. Ngayon sa ating mga participants right now na nasa high school pa lang. At talaga mapapayo ko sa inyo ngayon pa lang, please mag-aral kayong mabuti. Hanggat kaya nyo tapusin ang pag-aaral niyo, kahit sabihin natin na alam niyo na senior high school pa lang, pwede nang mag-apply sa pagiging flight attendant. Ano ngayon? Iba pa rin ang nagtapos ng pag-aaral. Iba pa rin ang nagtapos ng ano. Kasi it's going to be your fallback, lovies. As I've always said to you, hindi lahat kasi mabibiyayaan ng pagiging, na maging FA in the future. You just have to accept that. You could always try, but you have to be open to that kind of possibility. So you have to have a fallback. Sayang naman ang mga, nyo, di ba? Ang mga skills na hinone ninyo, ang mga lahat ng preparasyon ninyo, if wala man lang kayong fallback, 'di ba? Or something na isa pang gusto niyo maging paglaki ninyo bukod sa pagiging flight attendant, 'di ba? So, pala Amor, you let me know if I am already running out of my 30 minutes time. Okay, so ngayon for both of you, na mga babies ko and yung mga ates and kuyas, ito yung kailangan ninyong i-hone, no, habang to give you that kind of confidence aside from the physical appearance. Your communication skills. Number 1, hindi ka pwedeng humarap sa mga hurado o sa mga interviewers or recruiters, no? All looking fabulous and all that. Sabay tanong ka, tell me something about yourself. Pak. Tapos biglang may cricket sound. Tell me something about yourself. Kasi ang pressure dyan, lovies, ang pressure dyan sa tanong na yan, it's not only how you're going to compose the sentence, kung anong sasabihin mo, ang isa pang pressure dyan is kung paano mo i-impress si recruiter, saka si interviewer. Yung kasi yung pressure dyan, kaya kayo nasa-stammer, natataranta, or even nabablanko. If you don't have that kind of skill, the communication skill, makikipagpustahan ako sa inyo. Ampaw ang labas ninyo. Diba? So, that is one thing that you have to master. Communication. Favorite ko yun. That is something that you have to master. Please, your communication skills. Huwag niyong isnabi ng English subjects ninyo. So, you start first with your grammar, your intonation, your diction, how you properly say those words, the proper pronunciation of those words, your intonation, the high and low tone of your voice, and of course your enunciation, how clearly you say those words. Yan yung mga kailangan yung kembutin, all right, for if you'd like to stand out. So what am I saying? You have to be a total package. Ngayon, anong gagawin niyo doon sa mga flaws niyo ulit? Na parang wala na kayong magagawa, like your height, like your So if you have those kinds of flaws, ang ipakita ninyo is kung ano yung kaya nyong gawin. If you think you have these kinds of flaws, then you hone all the skills na sinabi ko sa inyo. Aside from the communication skills, you have to master everything, all the departments of the interpersonal skills. Labis, I cannot discuss that here, ha? I cannot discuss that here. Kasi ang haba. Napakadami nun. Iisa-isahin ko yung medyo madami. Okay, so the interpersonal skills, you Google it. You try to see what are those, diba? The empathy, the assertiveness, the attitude, diba? All the characteristic of a good leader. Sa aeroplano, lovies, we work as a team. Pero kasi minsan, it calls for your good judgment as well. So, you will have to master it too. Kasi hindi ka pwedeng pabibo lang, tapos wala ka palang kayang iambag. Alam mo, you're all talk and all that. Tapos sabay hindi ka pala reliable and dependable. Mahirap yun. So all the interpersonal skills, lovies, if you could just write it down, aside from your communication skills, sabi ni FAE na assignment ko, Google interpersonal skills. Lovies, those are your soft skills, okay? Yes, so your social skills as well, it goes hand in hand with the interpersonal skills. You have to know how you could effectively engage yourself sa ibang mga tao. Obserbahan mo yung sarili mo every time you talk. Obserbahan mo yung ibang tao pala every time you talk. Kung ano yung facial expression nila sa'yo. Are they interested? Or napapakunot ba yung noo nila sa'yo kasi hindi ka nila maintindihan? So, it's one thing. It's a good exercise as well. Sana tuwing gumigising din kayo sa umaga, tingnan niyo yung sarili niyo for 2 minutes sa harapan ng salamin. Kung kailan na wala pa kayong kaayos-ayos, wala pa kayong hilamos, suklay, toothbrush, and all that jazz. At sabihin niyo na sa sarili niyo na, okay ka na pero may magagawa pa tayo. Pero mas may i-improve na. Okay na, love na kita. Pero tingnan natin kung ano pang pwede natin gawin. Embrace your flaws, lovies. That is the first step that you have to do if you want to gain that level of confidence. Okay? As I've said, kung ma-embrace nyo talaga totally yung mga flaws ninyo, no one can use it against you. Yan ang ating, and yun na. Yeah. Sabi ko, mag-pray lang kayo palagi kay Lord na sana yung pangarap ninyo at lahat ng lakas ng loob na ma-master ninyo para gawin ang gusto nyong gawin. Yan. Actually, sa totoo lang, lahat talaga ng plano ninyo, sana wag nyo kakalimutan si Lord. Kasi siya talaga yung magbibigay niyan sa inyo. Okay? So, husayan ninyo sana. I am cheering for you. All of you. Kung ano man yung plano nyong gawin sa buhay ninyo, I am cheering all of you. Please, lovies, do not get yourself trapped sa mga insecurities ninyo. And because it will not get you anywhere. Okay? So embrace your flaws. Get those, pull out those strengths and capabilities and cover your flaws with that. Okay? Yes.
For our second speaker, she'll be talking about from military to Malaysia, my flight attendant journey. Her YouTube handle is Marian Carmelo. With that being said, may I present, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Marian Carmelo.
Before I begin, naririnig ba ako? Sorry medyo ako sa technical eh. So yeah, before I begin, I want to greet everyone a Happy New Year! And I want to acknowledge the presence of Sir Amor Maximo. Thank you for inviting me here. Sir Ramon of Fly High Manila, my fellow speakers, and to everyone who are joining us right now. So why don't we start off a little bit differently? Why don't we play a game? Ayan, para let's see kung magjo-join ba sila. Okay, I'm kind of struggling sa share screen. Hindi ko alam paano. Naka-disable yata. Host disable. Mag-share screen ako, Sir Amor.
Yes. Ready to play. Basta wag paglaruan ng feelings. Sabi, may nag-PM.
Kasi hindi siya, sabi dito, host disabled participant
Oh,
sharing.
really? I did?
Yes.
Oh, no, wait.
It's okay.
Wait. Ayan. Done. Who can
Okay,
search
let's
it?
see.
All participants.
Ayan, nakikita ba?
Yan. Oh, there. Meron.
Naka-full screen ba siya?
Not yet. Nakita namin siya as parang naka-docs. So, we see the first picture, then the picture 1,
Okay,
2, 3, 4.
let's try to fix this.
Yeah,
Ayan, malaki na. Pag ganyan, malaki na.
Yan, better.
Kaso kita nyo na yung mga next na no?
Unless i-full screen mo talaga siya.
How do I... Oh my gosh. Paano to? Ayan, nag-struggle sa technical. Di ako magaling sa ganito eh. Wait lang.
Ano ba? F4 ba? F4? F5? Di ko sure eh.
Or,
Try yan, from CJ.
Ayan, okay.
F11. Oh, yan.
Ay, parang wala nangyari.
F11.
F11 daw.
Oo.
Let's see.
Yes.
Lumaki ba siya?
Lumaki siya pero kita rin yung sa side. Wag na lang natin tignan yung side.
Okay, wag niyo na lang tingnan yung side.
Oo, wag natin tignan
anyway,
yung side.
So ayan. Magpapa-games tayo. And our game, for sure, nakita niyo na, Bring Me. Alright?
F5. Marian, try F5 daw. Last.
Okay,
sure.
sure.
F5 eh. Yun!
Alright.
Ay!
Hindi pa rin.
Why? It's okay. All good. Don't stress about it.
It's okay. Anyway, kasi mamaya medyo gagamitin ko rin siya. Okay, so maglalaro tayo ng Bring Me. And, Sir Amor, could you help me? Paano kaya natin malalaman sino yung winner?
Yeah, no. So, as Marian mentioned, meron tayong pag-Bring Me. I think, so before that, Ina, take care. Thank you again. She had to leave.
Thank you, Ina.
So, I think for Bring Me, the best thing we can do, obviously, Marian will say some keywords of something she wants us to bring. Let's say, bring me 5,000 peso bill. O,
Wow!
diba? Bilib ako kung meron sa inyo. Meron. Ako magdo-drawing ako 5,000. So if you have it, let's say if you have it, kung ano man yung pinapabring me ni Marian, type the keyword sa chat box. So let's say, bring me 5,000 peso bill. Type mo yung 5,000 peso bill and the first person who types, yun yung titignan natin kung sino yung meron. So hindi pa unahan ipakita sa screen, ha? Though it's nice if you share your video screens. But the first person who comments it, then we will check. Kasi I think same naman yung pasok ng messages sa ating lahat. So para walang bias, no? So more or less, kung sino yung first
Pero
sa akin,
kailangan
first sa lahat.
ipakita nyo talaga na meron.
Oo.
I-check
Tapos
na.
saka natin tatawagin. Saka
Oo.
natin tatawagin. Kaya let's say first na nag-message, Candice, 5,000 peso bill. Okay, Candice, show it. O, di ba? Papakita na niya yung 5,000 peso.
Wow!
Okay, so game.
At may
So
premyo po ito.
Ay, wow!
Yes.
Di ako
Mananalo
informed.
ng
Kala ko
iPhone
for fun.
12. Charot.
Kasama ba ako dito?
Sasali din ako.
Sasali ako.
Kasali.
Sasali kami.
Sasali
Iba-block ko
lahat.
yung
iPhone
iba-block ko yung chat.
12.
Iba-block ko
Pero
yung chat ng lahat.
Android.
iPhone pero Android.
Oo.
Pwede all of the above. Wait, another from Mayan. Shift plus F5 for presentation. Sige, take note natin. Let's try it. You wanna try it
sige.
now muna before we start the Bring Me?
Later na lang. Try
Later
natin.
na lang.
After
Okay,
the
shift
bring.
F5.
Thank you so much
Okay.
for the comment. Okay. So, ang premyo, totoong may premyo po, 100 pesos load. Pasensya na, medyo gipit. So, ayan, mamaya explain namin kung paano nyo makiklaim yung prize.
Yes.
Okay, let's begin. Our first item, bring me something yellow. Keyword is yellow. Go!
Ang bilis!
nag-type
Ang bilis! Nag-type agad! O sige, Leopoldo Flores, show that yellow thing in 10 seconds. Yun yung sabi namin eh.
Bakit
10,
nag-type agad? Wow!
9, 8,
8.
7, okay, mabilis nga. Meron talaga. So yung may
Sino
post-it,
yun? Sino yung nauna?
Leopoldo.
Ang bibilis nyo
Leopoldo Flores.
mag-type.
In
Grabe.
fairness, meron talaga. Hindi siya fake news. Meron talaga
Si
siya.
Leo, tama ba?
Leo, yes, Leopoldo Flores.
Hi, Leo. Can you open your mic for a while? Gusto ko lang siya ma-interview ng very light. Hello.
Kala mo ha, yun na.
Hi, Leo. Tagasan ka po?
Dagupan City po, Pangasinan po.
Oh, student ka po ba? Student ka pa?
Third year po. Third
Wow.
year
Patingin nga ulit ng yellow.
po.
Wow. Single in relationship. Malay mo, may mga makamatch ka dito.
Study first po tayo.
Ha? Ano daw? It's complicated?
Study first po.
Oh, study
First. Very
wow,
good.
talaga nga naman.
Best
Do you have an
answer.
idea kung bakit yellow?
I don't have any idea po.
Wala lang. Color of the year kasi siya. Yun lang.
Color of the
Thank you
year.
so much, Leo. Mananalo ka ng 100 pesos load. And later, explain na lang namin kung paano. Okay, round 2. Round 2.
May round
Ready?
two.
Bilisan nyo. Pero, grabe naman. Nagtatype agad sila. Pero,
Basta pag lumabas, sasabihin ko kagad, show it, 10 seconds. Katulad ni
sige.
Leo.
Sir
At least si
Amor,
Leo,
help me. Kasi hindi ko lahat
handa
makita
talaga.
yung screen.
Pabilisan
Okay,
ng
next.
internet ito.
Bring me your school ID lace or any lace. Keyword ID or ID lace anyway.
Okay, Jefferson Garcia in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, meron nga.
Meron.
Handa
Wow.
nga,
Hi,
handa.
Jefferson.
Ayan, no. Ayan,
Jefferson,
no.
on mo naman yung
Hello
mic
po.
mo. Mag-hi ka lang sa lahat. Say hi.
Hello po. Hello, Sir
Hello.
Amor. Miss Candice, hello
Wow.
po. Here we are again.
Wow, you just
Jefferson,
won
iangat mo
100
ulit. I'll take a
pesos.
screenshot of you holding the ID lace. Yun, no?
Nice. Okay, last one for this round. Mamaya ulit. Okay, third round. Ready? Bilisan nyo, Bring me AirAsia app. Keyword AirAsia. Tingnan natin kung merong mga AirAsia app. Nako, meron bang mga nag-ano?
May di ka kasali. Give chance to others.
AirAsia kahit wala naman talaga. Benta yun, Ay, wala.
Kasi baka ginagamit yung phone, same sa
Download eh!
Zoom. Oo nga. Ayan. O, sige.
Sige, download
Antay.
nyo. Go, download, please.
Ticket yata, ticket. Baka may pa-ticket. Teka lang, ako din.
Grabe,
Teka
grand
lang.
prize to. Kailangan pakita nyo yung app. Disconnected! Kailangan pakita nyo yung AirAsia app. So, swerte yung mga gumagamit ng laptop ngayon kasi pwede nilang iganon yung
Oo,
phone, di
sa
ba?
phone. Actually, mayroon ako niyan.
Pwede. Hindi nag-download. Paano kayo nagbo-book? Come on, guys.
Downloading. Oh.
RIP
Ubusan ng mobile
PLDT.
data. Go.
Again, the keyword is AirAsia.
AirAsia. O, teka lang,
Big
punta lang sa
grand
coffee shop.
prize.
Punta muna ako sa coffee shop, kabit sa wifi.
Okay, feeling ko, sir, wala talaga eh.
Ay, meron, no?
I see
Amira
Amira.
Cheng.
Okay, let's see.
Ay, ang bilis.
Wow!
Wow! Salamat.
Good!
Ayan, fiber.
Okay. Huwag niyo i-delete yung app, ha? Download niyo lang yan. Huwag niyo po i-delete. Okay, very good. Okay, thank you so much, Sir Amor. Take note na lang namin yung mga
We did.
winners and then later we'll talk kung paano namin bibigay yung prizes. Thank you so much. Okay, yun na yung speech ko. Hindi, joke. Anyway, okay. So, what I'm gonna do today, nakikita niyo ba yung screen ko na to, di ba? Or naka-share screen pa rin ba ako? Hindi na.
Not yet.
Oh, it's
Shift
okay.
F5 daw. Shift
Okay.
F5.
Okay, so
Shift plus F5.
let's share the screen now. Shift F5. Hopefully it will work. Shift F5. Bakit ayaw? I think ayan na.
Oh, it's okay.
Ayaw talaga eh. It's okay.
Maybe
Anyway.
press ayun, Control F5. Ayan, no? Present. You clicked it earlier. Parang view, present, Control F5.
Really?
Ayan. Present, sa pinakataas. Present, Control F5. I think.
Oh
There!
my gosh! Finally!
Yan.
Okay. So, okay, let's
Sige,
start.
the floor is yours.
And thank you so much again, Sir Amor, for helping me. So, what I'm gonna do today is kind of give you my life experience as a flight attendant soldier. And, wait, i-ano muna natin para makita muna nila ako. Yan. So, try and give you some thoughts, some energy into your future careers, and help you decide what are you gonna do with the rest of your life. Life is fantastic, as they say. We only live once, so we must live the most out of it. YOLO. Ika nga. I'm gonna tell you my experiences on how I did things the way I wanted to do it and the way I did not wanted to do it, but it gave me the best lessons and hopefully encourage you to be the best you possibly can. So now, let's share the screen. Ang hassle nitong share screen. Nakikita na? Okay. Sorry, Sir Amor. Okay na ba siya?
Yes, very much.
Alright. Thank you. So, next. That's me with my parents. They have a huge influence in my life. I love them so much and I owe everything to them. And that's me 17 years ago. Inosente, wala ganong iniisip na problema, hayahay sa buhay. Diba? Sarap maging bata. So, it all started when I graduated high school and I first stepped into Metro Manila. Sobrang excited ako na magkolehiyo sa Manila. Not because makakapag-aral na ako sa dream school ko, kundi dahil matututunan ko na rin finally kung paano umorder sa fast food. To make the picture clear, I was an innocent provinciana and I grew up and finished high school in Puerto Galera, Oriental Mindoro. And the only university I know that time was Adamson University. That's because my older sisters were studying there. I don't know what UP is, Araneo, LaSalle, this is serious, UST. I didn't even know na maraming college universities in Metro Manila. And mind you, Facebook was just starting that year and some of us still couldn't move on from Friendster. We don't have the proper medium to access and know what are the courses and universities that could fit our choices. There was Google, but the problem was I don't know what to type. So basically, Google was useless back then and didn't help me much on educating myself to get the information on what universities exist. In fact, hindi ko naiintindihan kung ano talaga yung solid na meaning ng university at college. Ang alam ko lang, sa Manila ako mag-aaral at posibleng walang uniform, kaya exciting. So, I got the power to choose my school. My parents prepared the budget for our further education, but they didn't have the time to explain what are the choices. And I couldn't blame them because they're doing their best to run our business and to support our needs. So, ganun ako ka-inosente, or should I say, ganun ako kamangmang bago ako napunta sa city life. So, let me just show you. So, ganun na lang gagawin ko para hindi ko na kailangang bumalik-balik sa, so yan. There, that was me before, diba? Taray, Jejemon. So, that's the first lesson. Go with the flow. Let it happen. Trusting that whichever way it goes, it's for the best. Sabi nga nila, sabi nga nila, if you can control the flow of the river or the current of the river, then don't fight it. Just go with the flow. That's exactly how I picked a degree. I remember asking the student assistant, ano po yung course na wala masyadong math? Sa mga ayaw ng math dyan, mag-wave kayo. And then she said, Masscom. Walang tourism sa Adamson University, and so I was left with no choice. One day in college, I was watching basketball game in MOA Arena, and oh my gosh, I saw this pretty courtside reporters. Ito po sila. Jejemon pa rin. Ayan! Sobrang gaganda nila. Oh my gosh. And I told myself, I wanna be like them. That became an ultimate dream, maging courtside reporter. I auditioned several times, pero never ako natanggap. That's another lesson. Huwag kang matakot mabigo. Matakot ka kung hindi mo sinubukan at wala kang ginawa para ma-achieve yung pangarap mo. I tried, I failed, but that's okay. Keep going. Having a dream has no limitations. And today, my speech is all about dreams and having dreams. Sabi nga ng founder ng AirAsia, our very cool boss, Tony Fernandez, please follow him on TikTok and Instagram. You'll be inspired by him at karamihan sa mga flight attendants at staff. Sa online niya lang nakita, binibigyan niya na ng job opportunity despite this pandemic that we have now. So, he always tell us this. Sorry, pabalik-balik ako sa screen. So there. He said, don't let people tell you you can't do anything you want to do. Because the power of your own belief, the power of making your dreams come true, can come true. Hindi porket nabigo ka na sa first dream mo, ibig sabihin wala ka na ma-achieve na ibang pangarap. Keep going, keep dreaming, it's free. As a mass comm graduate, I was expected to work in the media industry. I applied for the position of personal assistant, junior editor, writer. I didn't get the job and failed in all stations. Yung isang broadcasting company noon ay na-applyan ko, nagsara na siya ngayon. So, I panicked a bit. Most of my colleagues have their jobs already. I can see them working with big celebrities as PA, junior writer, call center. And mind you, as a fresh graduate, being a PA is a huge achievement already. I was stuck for a while and so I tried joining beauty pageants. Ayan na, sa beauty pageants. From Jejemon to medyo Jejemon na lang. So, I won the title of Miss Puerto Galera 2016 and Miss Oriental Mindoro 2017. And I just wanna share you the most memorable part of the pageant. Not sure if you have seen this on your TikTok FYP, but okay, Sir Amor, let me know if you could hear the video and could see it. Could you see it?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Play. Okay.
Okay, so another one for those na All right. So, what am I thinking that time? To be honest, wait, I'll just nagpi-play pa rin ba siya? Oh, okay. I have to stop this. All right. Sorry, Sir Amor. I really need your help when it comes to technical.
No
Okay, could you see
problem.
me
Yeah.
now? Could you see
Yes,
me
we do.
now? All right, sure. So, what am I thinking that time? To be honest, wala. Because I'm naturally clumsy in person. I don't have further plans of joining another pageant because of my height, which is 5'2". So, sa mga 5'2" dyan, okay, mawala ng pag-asa. I was doing it for fun and to at least heal my depression and the fact that I'm jobless, unemployed, and still hindi ko na-achieve yung dream ko na maging courtside reporter. I was thankful for that experience and miraculously won the title despite my clumsiness. And because of that experience, I learned to get to stumble and stand back up. And what I wanted to tell you guys is that it's okay to stumble and fall, but then pick up yourself and walk tall. That gave me an opportunity to have connection in the media industry and appear on several TV shows. Now, let's play another game about celebrities na ito. I know gusto niyo ng chismis. For sure. Okay, so Sir Amor, yeah. Wala naman na tong prize, but I just need your help to read some of the... Sana hindi nyo nakita yung ano, hindi nyo pa na siya na-view. Okay, so...
Parang hindi pa naman.
Hindi nyo pa naman nakikita, no? Nasaan na yun? So, our game is Guess the Celebrity. Tapos, siguro turn on na lang yung mic kung sino yung, ano, which is better? Type or
Sige.
ano?
This one
Turn,
different. We can do the mic naman then. Say your name and say the answer, I guess.
paano nga ulit
Person.
mag...
Nasa
this one. Nasa view.
view, then, again, view, then the topmost, yung present.
Okay. Oh my gosh, sana hindi siya magpumunta dun sa mga celebrities. Makikita nila.
So, dun sa view ulit na, ayan.
View and then
Yan,
present.
yung present.
Okay. So, ayan. Guess who? First. Sino? Sir Amor, sorry, hindi ko sila nakita. Ang bilis! Sino yun? Who's that? Wow! Taray! Tama. Sino yung nauna?
Sa chat box may naglagay Rome Tayer. I think si Rome Tayer nga siya.
Jericho Rosales.
Mexico ay ko
Tama,
ang unang sumagot.
okay.
Jericho Rosales.
Wow. Okay, next.
Hi.
Hello. Next.
Hi, Sir Amor. Hi, Miss Carmelo.
Hello.
And Ordesa. I know.
Sino daw?
Nadine Lustre.
Nadine Lustre. Correct.
Pero
Okay,
yung
next.
unang nakapag-answer si Christopher Pagay, Nadine, sa chat box bago may answer.
Oh. Alright. Okay, turn on nyo yung mic and then off pag nakasagot na, okay? So, who is this? Medyo blurred.
James Reed.
Wow, ang
Ayan,
bibilis.
syempre.
Kasi pareho ng kulay.
Oo, isang event.
Diba? Isang event lang.
Georgiana,
Okay,
Edward.
this one.
Edward.
Mayward. Yes, correct. So,
May narinig
there.
akong lalaking boses, Mayward. Medyo nahiya pa siya, Mayward.
Parang ayaw nyo i-admit na fan siya ng
narinig ko,
ng
pero hindi lumabas yung video, Mayward.
Ang Mayward. Okay, so yeah. I was a background talent and did acting as part-time. I was lucky enough to meet Ogie Diaz, the manager of Liza Soberano, and Derek Paul Codale. If it wasn't because of them, I won't be able to appear on TV shows like Bagani, Once Upon a Time, Blood Sisters, Mea Culpa, and star on I Want TV Hush episode, which is SPG. Kaya, wag niyo po siyang isa-search. Wag niyo pong isa-search. Anyway, so, I know you're waiting for me to talk about kung paano ako naging sundalo at nakapasok sa Air Force. We'll get there, don't worry. So if you can notice, walang natupad sa lahat ng plano ko. I planned to become a courtside reporter or even a mixed VJ, pero never nangyari. You know why? I remember on one of Miss Tony Gonzaga's speech, she said, sometimes God will destroy our plans when He sees that our plans are going to destroy us. Have you ever planned your life and realizing lahat ng plano mo hindi natuloy? Example, nagplano kayo ng mga barkada nyo na magpipiknik. 1 month ahead pa lang pinaplano nyo na pero hindi siya natuloy. Diba? Nangyari na ba sa inyo yun? Type nyo if yes or no. So, diba? Nakakainis. Drawing! Sabi ni Christopher. So that's because God knows that what you are planning for yourself can eventually destroy you. God always has better plans for our lives. We just have to trust the process. Again, follow your heart and go with the flow. Kagaya ng kung paano ako nag-go with the flow sa pagiging sundalo. Eto na yung story na hinihintay nyo. It was just a random day na nag-scroll ako sa Facebook feed and I saw this ad. Let me just share it. Okay. So this ad, it says here, the Philippine Air Force is looking for flight attendants. Ang ganda pakinggan, di ba? So qualifications, female, natural-born citizen, yes. Single, yes. Educational attainment, nag-college, yes. Age, 18 to 23. I was 18 that time or 19. Yes. Physically and mentally fit for military training. I wasn't that confident before, pero nag-start ako mag-gym because of the pageant, so yes. Dito tayo nagkaroon ng problema, at least 5'3" feet in height. 5'2" ako, paano yon? With good moral character, hindi ko rin alam if meron ba. Anyway, so sa height tayo nagkaroon ng problema, but upon seeing this ad, ang una ko naisip, kailangan ko mag-apply no matter what happened. I don't care if I'm not qualified, I'll still have to give it a shot. So that's my second, so, wait lang, I'll just have to remove this. So that time, my reason of applying was just for me to have a job and secure myself, not knowing that I am destined to become a flight attendant. So I sent my resume sa email address na nakalagay. Hindi nyo na siya makikita at wag na po kayo mag-send kasi nag-resign na yata yung nag-process sa amin nun before. So again, let me remind you, that was my first formal interview na na-invite ako. Lahat ng in-applyan ko before, like call center, BPO companies, mga broadcasting companies na nagwo-walk-in ako, I didn't even have the chance to meet the HR or mga interviewer. So wala akong idea sa mga dress code na tinatawag kasi, di ba minsan pag nagde-dress code tayo na nakikita natin yung iba na, ay, ganun pala dapat yung suot. So parang, iba kasi pag nakita mo sila in person na, ay, eto pala yung tamang isuot. So going back to the scenario, I traveled from Oriental Mindoro to Manila and went straight to Villamor Air Base. Do you want to know what I was wearing that time? It was a dress. But sa dress, tama naman siya. It was formal. But sa heels, I was wearing a 6 inches Bragais heels. Which is nakakahiya. So I was in Oriental Mindoro to pass the crown, and sa mga pageants, we have to, ang tawag doon, mag-in-house. So wala akong dalang other shoes aside from the heels. So yun yung dinala ko. I just showed kung sino ako and then natanggap. Fast forward, I have to show you kung ano itsura namin ng mga kadete pa lang kami, for sure. Curious kayo. Hindi yan. Ito yung heels. So, sila po yung mga makakaharap yung panel. So, be ready. Ganyan kadami yung mag-i-interview sa inyo. And then, this was us. Out of 3,000 na nag-apply online and physical, 9 lang kaming natera. So, yung 3 sa Davao naka-base, kaming 6 sa Manila. Ayan. Best advice I could tell you from this experience is that there are other opportunities. It's not the end of the road for you. And my favorite DJ, Joy Spring, who I work with, even said that indeed that there are other opportunities. It may not be now, but it's not a never. It's okay to let go of things. It's okay for things to fail. It's just that, you have to accept it. It's just how life works. It's okay for things to crumble right in front of you. So, those are my photos. Meron kasi tayong tinatawag na entitlement mentality na dapat deserve ko to, graduate ako ng ganitong course, so kailangan doctor na ako by this time. But when you think about it, none of us deserve these things. These are just graces and blessings, and it's not for you to decide what should be yours. It's God who's gonna decide at the end of the day. Kapag masyado tayong focus sa isang bagay na gusto natin, we tend to blur everything else no matter how good it is. What do you think will happen to me if I continued scrolling upon seeing the Air Force advertisement on Facebook? What do you think will happen to me if I told myself, scam naman to, Dedma. Mukha kasing scam yung poster. I'm so sorry. Akala ko talaga scam kasi hindi ko alam na may private jet pala si President. So, what if I didn't give attention to the poster because I was too focused and stuck to the idea na magiging courtside reporter or TV host ako? It would have been a different book, and I won't experience how fulfilling it is to become a soldier. Best piece of advice I could give you really is to follow your heart and don't let anyone deter you from your mission. You are the one to decide what path you'll choose, not your parents, not your relatives, not your jowa, nalolokohin ka lang, charot. So yeah, the decision will depend on you, and whatever decision you choose, make sure that you're ready to fail and to stumble before you succeed. Hindi pwedeng success agad. You have to experience the pain and sadness in order for you to understand what is success and happiness. So, yeah. I wanted to show you one more photo. Or maybe wag na kasi medyo hassle siya. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about political stuff. I'm here to tell you my story, how I transitioned from military to flight attendant, but I just remember my experiences. Di ko po alam yung mga DTS or anything. I'm not familiar with those. I'm in Malaysia now, so I don't have access to Philippine television as well. As a soldier, I learned that they are there to fight for our country, and the Philippine flag does not fly because the wind moves it. It flies with the last breath of each soldier who died protecting it. I've witnessed kung gaano kahirap ng training, how tired our president is, but he remains humble and even call us mom and sir. How good he treated his soldiers, how we soldiers have to wake up as early as 3 in the morning for exercise and military drills, that we have to salute to our flag, and that's the best feeling ever. At first, we were culture shock, of course. Hindi ako sanay gumising na maaga, but as time goes by, naiintindihan ko na siya kasi paulit-ulit namin siyang ginagawa. I've experienced full duty without enough rest and sleep. Dapat ready ka matulog kahit saan. I've learned to take 10-minute nap. Naka-share screen ako? Hindi naman ako. No? Alright. So, I've learned how to take 10-minute nap, and that's it for the rest of the day. Joining the Air Force was the first time I ever felt like I'm strong. It taught me to have respect and care for my seniors. It gave me motivation that everything is possible. And if it wasn't because of Air Force, I wouldn't be able to learn how to fire M16 that weighed as much as me, ride a helicopter, experience private jets, or even meet our president. That's when I realized that I shouldn't be hiding. I should be proud. And a lot of people would die for this job. Nag-a-alarm. Big sabihin, bilisan ko na. So, I was already 3 months working in Air Force, but my family in Mindoro don't have clue yet. So, tinago ko sa kanila lahat. I mean, I hide it for 3 months. Ako lang yung nakakaalam na nag-work na ako sa Manila. So, you have to keep it to yourself because they're haters that disguise themselves as a friend. Try and think about that. Meron tayong mga kaibigan na andyan lang. They follow you on IG, tapos magko-comment sila, pretty mo naman, ganyan, besh, I'm so proud of you. But behind your back, they're talking so much trash about you, and the reason why they want to be friends with you is because they want to see up close any potential failures that you might have. Gusto nilang ma-witness na bumagsak ka, and that's why it's very important to keep quiet about your big plans. Your family and relationship problems, your next step, keep it low-key. Dapat secret lang. Tapos, biglayin na lang sila sa social media. Ay, eto na pala yun. So, keep it a secret to avoid negative energies. I learned this from one of my good mentors, Sir Aaron Natayde. And, but this is not to give you trust issues sa mga friends nyo. Meron pa rin namang mga sincere, but it's better to be safe than to be sorry. Always guard your heart and your mental health first. So, yeah. Going back, I was already a year in Air Force, and then randomly lang din, nakita ko na nag-hiring pala ang AirAsia Malaysia. So, same thing. Like, random Facebook. Kaya kayo mag-scroll lang kayo sa Facebook lagi. And follow nyo Sir Amor para makita nyo yung mga latest updates, di ba? So, yeah. Yun. Fast forward, nakapasok ako sa AirAsia Malaysia. Natanggap ako despite the height. Even they said na 5'3". Minsan di na nila i-check yun. But for other airline, i-check na lang. But um, one lesson I learned from that experience is sometimes you don't have to be motivated. Sa sitwasyon ko kasi nung nag-apply ako sa AirAsia Malaysia, bumabagyo, ang haba ng pila, gutom, lowbat ako. So, wala na akong time na mag-isip ng motivation. Gets nyo ba? Na parang, I can see myself with flight attendant uniform. Wala na akong time mag ganun. So, sometimes you don't have to be motivated. You just have to get it done. So, almost 8 hours kaming nakatayo sa pila. So, ganun katagal yung process process nung mass hiring. So, sa mga hindi pa nakaka-experience mag-mass hiring, my best suggestion for you, magdala po kayo ng power bank. Ito yung mga sobrang sabi ko sana ginawa ko. Kasi I thought na magfe-faint na ako noon. Mag-isa lang ako and then confident pa ako. Sabi ko, 9 a.m. maaga pa ako. Kasi 10 a.m. pa mag-open. Oh my God, ang haba ng pila. Parang PBB, parang more than PBB pa nga eh. Kasi nandun yung pressure na i-interviewin ka. So yun, magdala kayo ng kapote. Kapote talaga, hindi lang siya basta payong. Kasi yung mga payong, bumagyo po nun. Basang-basa kami sa labas. Tapos sa loob na lang kami ng hotel, sa CR nun. And then, yun, magdala kayong kapote, food, water. Wala rin akong dalang water. Galing, di ba? And then, yeah. So, last advice I could give you, sa lahat ng mga may experience nyo, be humble no matter what. No matter how high you get, never forget where you came from and never think that you are better than anyone. And always remember that you have to keep learning. Hindi natatapos ang pag-aaral at hindi sa pagiging flight attendant natatapos ang lahat. You still have a lot to know above 36,000 feet.
Our next speaker is going to talk about what has in-flight service taught me. Her YouTube handle is Mabuhai Maxima. With that being said, may I present Miss MR or Marian Maximo.
Again, hi guys! So apparently, meron pang mas lampa kay Miss Marian Carmelo. Hello! So hi, thank you, Sir Amor, Kuya, for doing this conference. Thank you guys for being here. To my fellow speakers, hello. So yeah, for today, I will be talking about what I learned as a flight attendant in terms of in-flight service. So sa mga hindi nakakakilala sa akin, which is I'm sure marami, my name is Amor Maximo. Ang tawag sa akin sa bahay, I'm Marian. I'm the sister of, Amor Maximo. I am a podcaster, a writer, and yes, a flight attendant. So, yeah. Okay. So, what has in-flight service taught me? Honestly, it wasn't until last night that I was able to form a plan on what I was supposed to say today. Kasi, honestly, for the past N years, ang dami. Parang, how will I sum it up with 30 minutes to 1 hour? And then it struck me last night na when I was flying, parang when I was flying for 2 years pa lang, I started my blog, and then one of the very first articles that I wrote there was, hi! Sorry, nabasa ko yung chat. Hi, Angelica. So, the first blog article that I wrote was about the things that I have learned as a flight attendant. And then, last year, I reposted it sa isang literary journal. So, hinanap ko siya online. Oh my God, yan na yung speech ko. Yung gagawin ko today, yung sinulat ko N years ago. So, nahanap ko siya. So, if you guys are interested to read that, I'll just send the link here if you guys like. But anyway, what do you call this? I iniba ko ng konti yung laman ng article to cater to you guys, the aspirants. Kasi it was the article was catered to the masses, yung parang kung sino man makabasa, parang general ba. So, today I'm gonna talk about what I learned as an in-flight service provider, and yeah, so I hope na bigay lahat. So, actually, ito siya, haba, di ba? But don't worry, hindi ko siya babasahin. Hindi ko siya babasahin. So, technically, being a flight attendant, it taught me things na alam ko na, pero kailangan lang ng paalala. These are things na malamang sa malamang alam nyo na rin, but kailangan lang din ng paalala. Like, ang una ko natutunan is, okay lang na hindi in order yung mga bagay-bagay. It's okay to be messy. Kasi, yeah, being a flight attendant is glamorous. Like, sobrang glamorous. Mas glamorous pa sa false eyelashes ko ngayon. Like, sa glamorous yung na-travel around the world, sino-sino mamimit mo, hindi lang kalipad, hindi lang pasahero, pati yung mga tao sa ibang bansa. May imagine mo ba na you will go to London, tapos tatanungin mo yung passerby na, excuse me, which way to Victoria? Yung mga ganon. Makakalain mo bang magagawa mo yun? Hindi. It's really a fun experience. But behind that, kailangan mong maglinis ng banyo, kailangan mong magtiis sa pasaway na pasahero, kailangan mong mag-serve ng pagkain sa para ka nagpa-feeding program pero with boys, kailangan mong magpunas ng suka, ng pasintabi sa mga kumakain, ng well, excretions. like yung behind all of those travel photos, those IG stories, those hashtag I love my job posts, na yung parang ang hirap. Yung parang before ka maging poised in front of the camera, nagpunas ka muna. So parang na-realize ko, okay lang. It's okay to be messy. It's okay na parang marating mo yung gusto mo, naghirap ka, which is, it makes the pictures, it makes the destinations, it makes the experience more worthwhile. Kaysa yung, nakarating ka, pero yung hindi walang kahirap-hirap yung pagpunta mo doon. It's like yung parang kunyari if girls, kung makaka-relate kayo, yung parang mas okay na pinapahirapan ng konti muna si guy para pag naging kayo na, mas lalo kanyang mamahalin kasi pinaghirapan ka niya kaysa yung naging kayo after 3 days lang, tapos after 3 days, nag-break din kayo. Parang ganun din. So, it's okay to be messy. And then, dahil naghirap nga ako, yung parang I clean lavatories, dami kong nananasan, before I went to those destinations, na-realize ko na I do not have the right na magmataas, na i-feel na dahil nakarating ako sa London, sa New York, I was about to say Paris, pero di ko pala nakakarating doon. Sa London, sa New York, sa America, before ko malating yon. So parang, I worked hard for it. So, I have no right na parang magmataas-taasan ako. Kasi, segue na kwento lang. When I was in college, may kaklase ako na working student siya. And then, she told me na hindi siya nahihiya na mangpahiya ng waiter. Hindi siya nahihiya na isabihin sa waiter, na malitong ginawa mo. Ito, malito, madumi to, ganyan. Na, wala sa kanya yon. Kasi ang katwiran niya is dahil alam daw niya yung feeling. Kasi working student siya as a waiter din. So parang yun yung feeling niya na kailangan para matuto yung waiter. Kasi yun din yung naranasan niya pinapahiya siya, so natututo siya. So kailangan niya mong pahiya din. So parang ako, ganun pala yun. Okay. So nung naging FA na ako, inaasahan ko para matuto ko, ang dami mong papahiya sa akin. Kasi ang clumsy ko parang yung mic lang, di ba? So, tapos, kuya, tawa ka dyan, alam ko. So, anyway, and then na-realize ko na hindi naman kailangan mampahiya Kasi there's always a right way of saying things, a right way of correcting things. Hindi naman kailangan tapak-tapakan yung pagkatao ng tao para matuto siya. Alam mo yun? Pero siguro it works different with different people. Pero yun yung na-realize ko na since alam ko na ang hirap nga na may mga hindi maiwasan, may mga pasahero na gaganunin ka. So, anong right ko namang ganon din? Kaya parang ever since naging FA ako, naging super mas mabait ako sa mga service crew, sa mga kapwa ko FA, sa yung mga nagsiserve sa akin. Pag it's my turn to be a customer, kasi I know how it feels eh. Hirap Besh. So I get you there. Parang we gotta stick together. That's one of the things that I learned, na parang just be kinder, especially to those who are serving you. Parang ganon. And then, I also learned na what do you call this, na dahil okay lang naman maging magulo before you go to your destination. Hindi porket nga na nakaranas ka ng gulo, nakaranas ka ng hirap, ipaparanas mo rin sa iba. May Harry Potter fan ba dito? Segue na naman na Harry Potter, di na ako nadala. So anyway, like, in the books, may quote doon na nakalagay na, you cannot judge a person by the way he treats his equals. You judge the person by the way he treats his subordinates. So, yun, mindset din yun. Parang same thing as what I said a while ago, na alam na bilang tao, alam ko na ang hirap na inaaway ka, hindi mo naman kasalanan. Parang pag inaway ka ng pasahero kasi delay, hindi mo naman kasalanan delay. Pero parang ako ba? I'm sorry, pero wala ka namang magawa. Alam ko kung gaano kahirap yun. So, parang na-realize ko, let's just be nicer in general. Yung maging mas understanding tayo sa isa't isa. Kasi wala naman sa atin ng may gusto sa mga nagaganap sa buhay natin, di ba? And then, at the same time, kung may pinagdadaanan ka, edi siya rin, may pinagdadaanan. So, what's the point of always yung palang i-push out mo palagi yung galit mo, na pagbubuntang mo yung galit mo sa iba, gano'n. I mean, there's always a really nicer way of saying things. So, and then, syempre, not in-flight and service, in-flight entertainment tuloy. In-flight service is not always naman na merong pasahero na bad trip, my colleague na bad trip. It most likely than not, mas maraming cute stories. Yun din yung natutunan ko na parang, ang laki pala, talaga, ng halaga, ng please, at thank you. Super laki ng halaga niya. As in, while I'm serving, syempre parang, it's part of your duty to serve the passengers their food, their drink. So, hindi mo hahanapin na mag-please nila, mag-thank you sila kasi kasama sa trabaho mo eh. Pero yung merong 1 out of 5 or 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5 passengers na magsasabi na, uy, thank you. O kaya, hihingi ng water, di ba? Kanyari, may I please have some water? Tapos parang ikaw, syempre, pour ka, yan, water, ganyan. Then, biglang sasabihin, excuse me, is it okay if I can have another one? Parang ako, ang bait mo, gusto mo sa'yo na yung bote, ibibigay ko din sa'yo. Gusto mo pati yung wine, pati yung soda, ganyan. Yung parang, ang sarap sa feeling, bigla. Ang laki ng halaga ng please and thank you. Kasi doon ko na-realize na when you're saying please, you're saying thank you to everyone. You're not just recognizing yung pinaka-acto na ginawa nila. It's like you're recognizing them as a person na parang ginawan ka nila ng pabor kahit naman trabaho nila yun. Yung parang ginawan ka nila ng pabor. Kasi of course, kunyari, hingi siya ng tubig. Pwede naman na kunyari, hindi ko narinig. Pwede naman kunyari, bibigyan ko ng tubig, ito yung baso, ganito lang kakonti, ganyan. So, parang yung the thank you, it's like your way of saying na, I appreciate you, nabigyan mo ko ng tubig, tapos ganyan kapuno, tapos may patisyo pa, thank you, ganyan. So parang, nakakataba ng puso lang. Na, parang, yun eh, parang, being inside made me realize the real importance of good manners and right conduct. Grabe talaga siya. And, magugulat ka, na parang, nung na-realize ko na, ang sarap pala sa feeling, na-realize mo din, na, isa yun sa mga unang tinuturo, pero isa rin yun sa mga unang nakakalimutan natin. So, I really hope and pray and wish na, we will all spread kindness and warmness all around, ganyan. Because I really think it will be a better place, the world. Hindi tayo nag-aaway-aaway. And, it helped being an in-flight service provider. It helped me make my eyes open. Siyempre, bukas siya ngayon, di ba? Pero I mean, yung open-minded ka sa lahat, nung unang pasok ko sa aeroplano, ay hindi naman ko talaga pangarap maging flight attendant kasi gusto ko maging flight attendant. pangarap ko maging flight attendant kasi gusto ng mommy ko na maging flight attendant ako. So, parang nakikipangarap lang ako sa nanay ko. So, parang ako, work, hustle hanggang sa narating ko siya na hindi ko iniisip yung benefits ng pagiging flight attendant. Basta nga sa utak ko, I need to be a flight attendant. Para akong kabayo. Nakaganon. I need to be a flight attendant kasi my mommy wants me to be a flight attendant. My mom will be proud of me if I become a flight attendant. So, yan. Nung naging FA na ako, my very first flight, hindi ko nga iniisip na ito ba yung gagawin ko for the rest of my life? Hindi, basta ang utak ko flight attendant. So, my very first flight, ano pa yan? Manila to General Santos, sorry. Manila to General Santos, then General Santos to Manila. Balikan lang, walang babaan. Di ko nga nakita, wala nga ako nakita sa Jensen kasi di naman kami bumaba sa airplane. Nakita ko lang may nakalagay na General Santos Airport, basta something like that. Nag-serve ako ng passengers, nag-hi, hello, good morning, yung parang all of the service training na ginawa niya, nagawa mo na, and then parang ako, I wanna do this! Ang saya, para ako ang sige naramdaman ko, para ako naglalaro. Yung, alam mo yung when you're a kid, naglalaro ka ng cashier-cashieran, or ng cashier-cashieran, ng waiter-waiteran, ganyan. So parang feeling ko, ang saya, kasi nilalaro ko lang ba ng bata ako, then I get to do this every day. So, wala ko ginawa. Text ako kay kuya. Natatawa siya kasi alam niya to eh. Text ako kay kuya. Kuya, oh my God, ang saya maging FA. Oh my God, alam mo ba? Tapos ang pagtinaw, sinaserve ko lang nun. Coffee, tea, and water. And then, ang pagkain lang, no, wala namang choice na chicken or beef or whatever. Ano lang yung parang monay lang na ganun kasi domestic lang. Tapos, yeah, as in yun lang. Sobrang basic lang. Tapos pagtitan, hindi naman talaga ako FA nung araw na yun kasi it was a observatory flight. Yung parang, sasalang ka sa flight para makita mo how it is talaga, yung nangyayari. So, hindi talaga ako yung FA nun. So, text ako kay kuya, oh my God, kuya, saya, gusto ko to, oh my God, ganyan. It's weird na ang tagal ko siyang prepare, ang tagal ako nag-work to be a flight attendant. Yung parang, nag-aaral pa lang ako, naka-mindset na ako maging flight attendant. That day ko lang na-realize na gusto ko maging flight attendant. And it's funny kasi flight attendant na ako noon. But anyway, tinext ako ni kuya. Sabi niya, oh, tatandaan mo yan, ha? Tatandaan mo yan. Yang sayang yan. Kasi there will be days na makakalimutan mo yan. So parang ako, syempre, na parang nasa heaven ako na parang, hindi mangyayari. Nangyari siya. Nangyari siya. Eventually, you'll realize that travel destinations will get old. After seeing London or seeing New York for 10 times, makikita mo yung, what do you call this? You will see Times Square as Luneta Park. You will see Big Ben as the munisipyo ng kung anong barangay kung saan kayo nakatira. So, and then, the routine will get old, and then ma-realize mo na, nasan na yung saya ko noon. Then, it is a conscious effort. Siyempre, segue na naman ako to relationship advice, di ba? Na, it is a conscious effort na hindi porket minahal mo siya, yung work, o pwede rin, kung sino man yung tao minamahal mo ngayon. Hindi porket minahal mo siya now, na in love ka ngayon, sure ball na to the end of your life, mahal na mahal mo pa rin siya. Kaya nga, it's a constant effort. You constantly work it out. Kailangan you have to find more and more reasons to love that person or career pala to, flight attendant. This career. So, what did I do? Kahit, syempre, nakakasawa na rin minsan lumabas, nakakasawa na rin mag-layover, nakakasawa na lumabas with the cabin crew kasi parang paulit-ulit na lang. Then, so parang kahit nakakatamad, effort ka. Tatayo ako, nibihis ako kahit wala ako sa mood, alam ko naman yung pupuntahan. So, parang ako kunyari, parang if you and your friends, sasabihin nila na, uy, McDo tayo. Tapos parang ikaw, McDo na naman? Wala na ba iba? So parang hindi. You have to realize na hindi yung McDo. It's not the destination that you are looking after. It's the experience to be with these people. Yung find a reason na gigising ka everyday, nangingiti ka everyday, na pagtingin mo sa labas, di ba, magsa-sunrise. Every day naman ang ginawa ng Diyos, may sunrise. Pero na-realize mo ba na walang isang, hindi ko ma-English, hindi ko rin matagalog, na walang magkaparehong sunrise. Like, imagine mo, ang dami nating tao sa mundo. Dalawang mata, isang ilong, isang bibig, pero lahat tayo magkakaiba itsura, pero at the same time, magkakamukha din naman tayong lahat. Ang galing, di ba? Parang find a reason to be amazed every day. Try everything that you want to try. It's one of also the benefits of being a flight attendant kasi since you can work your own schedule, you can do many other things. So, habang I'm trying to fall in love again with being a flight attendant, and yes, I am still in love with being a flight attendant. I did other things. Yun nga. If I told my 10-year form, if I told myself 10 years ago na magkakaroon ako ng sariling libro, segue, please buy. If 10 years ago, magkakaroon ako ng sariling libro, dati, hindi ko naman alam. 10 years ago, hindi ko naman alam na marunong ako magsulat. Alam ko lang, basa lang ako ng basa, may lang ako magbasa. So, kung malalaman ko lang 10 years ago na magkakaroon ako ng libro, sabihin ko sa kanya, ang dami mong alam, pauso ka. If I told myself 10 years ago that I will be talking to, how many people are you today? 43 people via Zoom, talking about my experience, and then hopefully na may matututunan sila some way, somehow, I'll tell herself din na parang, ano pagsasabi mo? Hindi nga ako nagre-recite in class kasi sobrang nahihiya ako. As in, growing up, I was the most insecure person that I know. I cannot say for the others. Siyempre, ang alam ko lang sarili ko, di ba? Like, lahat nung siguro naisip nyo insecurities against yourself, naisip ko na rin na parang, sapat na ba ako? Pangit ba ako? Kapalit-palit ba ako? Yung ganong drama or yung insecurities na parang ako naging FA, alam pa ko nga, naglalakad na lang ako mag-isa, wala namang bato, nadata pa ako. Totoo yun, nangyari yun, nakakahiya. So, paano yun? That's also one of the things that I learned as a flight attendant na being the most insecure person that I know, and I grew up being so insecure, yung parang feeling ko, iniisip ko palang mali na, ina-idea ko palang, wag na. So parang, paano ko na-get over yun? Kasi na-realize ko, as a flight attendant, wala kang karapatang naging insecure. Kasi if I was insecure, would you think that I would have the nerve, the guts to say, good morning, good afternoon, welcome on board to 400 people that I have never met before? Buti nga, it's one of the first things that they teach you on training. They teach you to push that insecurity away na parang itago mo muna yan next time na. Because you have to greet everyone. Yun yung pinaka-tumatak sa kanya. You have to greet everyone. Nakatulong yun. Kasi parang, okay, sabihin nun, kailangan mo ka pala mukha mo. So, ako, okay. So, na-realize ko then, it's one of the reasons why I love in-flight service so much. Because I am forced until I fell in love with thinking about others. Na hindi pwede yung hiya ko, hindi pwede isipin ko na baka magkamali ako, baka ako, puro lang ako. Kasi pag nandun ka sa eroplano, it's not about you. It's about the passengers. Kaya nga customer is king, di ba? You do your best, kung pwede lang na ibigay mo yung mabibigay. Lahat na mabibigay mo, kung pwede na kung pwede lang lahat ng pasahero, bigyan mo ng ginger ale, bibigyan mo ng ginger ale, pero hindi, 3 can lang ang meron, so pagkakasyahin mo. And then, nalala ko yung talk last week na sinabi ni Kuya, pinaghahalo niya yung Sprite tsaka apple juice. Parang ako, utak ko, noted! Gagawin ko yan sa next flight ko para mas maraming mga ginger ale. Tapos, sana, given this pandemic, yes, love you Kuya, na sana given this pandemic, after pandemic, makalipad tayo ulit. Tapos try ko talaga yun. Para akong mixer, ganyan. Tapos yun, para ako naglalaro na naman, para ako nagka-cashier-cashiera na naman. So, ayun. Yun yung, it's not you. It's them. Pag nandun, they honestly don't care, the passengers. They honestly don't care kung you've applied 272 times, you applied 1 time, na munti ka na magbaksak-baksakan sa training or valedictorian ka, they don't care. Because ang pakialam nila is, they paid for this ticket. They need to get from point A to point B. And ang pakialam nila, they have that you are there to make it as safely and as comfortably for them as possible. So, thank you. Super thank you if they will give you that understanding na na, naku, baka bad day siya today, ganyan. Pero you don't expect that kasi you are there to serve. That's what I really realized being a flight attendant. My greatest joy siguro is to serve, to help. Yung parang kahit maliit na bagay na kung may tutulong ko sa'yo, sige, tutulong ko sa'yo. Alam mo yun. Yung parang it gives me purpose. Doon ko na-realize na love ko talaga yung pagiging FA. And tawag dito, nawala ako na yun nga. And because I wanted to serve them, syempre, how can you serve someone kung bad trip ka sa kanya, di ba? There are people na sometimes kahit gano'n ka patient, they'll really get on your nerves. And then na-realize ko that, yeah, totoo. It's one of the things that I learned growing up. And then yun, na-solidify when I was already flying, when I was already doing the service. Yun nga, what I learned during in-flight service, malamang alam ko na. I just need reminding. I just need solidifying na everyone has their own story to tell. Yung, kunyari, si mother na stress na parang tinitingnan ka nilang, nagkatinginan lang kayo, inirapan ka na niya. Parang ikaw ng problema na to, pero hindi mo na-realize. Baka naman kasi gumising siya ng alauna ng madaling araw. Pinipare pa niya yung 4 niyang anak para pumunta doon sa destination nila, napupunta silang Disneyland, tapos iisipin pa niya yung hotel, iisipin niya pagdating doon sa airport, kailangan nilang kumain kasi magugutom yung mga bata, may iiyak, tapos yung hobby niya kailangan din niyang isipin, stress na siya. So parang hindi mo rin masisi kung kunyari, nagkatinginan lang kayo, nairapan ka na niya. Bigay mo na yun kasi wala naman ang pinagdaanan niya for today, diba? Kaya nga siya magta-travel with her family kasi she wants to enjoy. So, it's your job as a flight attendant nga to make it as comfortable for her as possible. So, dinirapan ka niya, okay lang. Because my job here is to make you the queen of this flight. And then, like, out of the N years of I've been flying, parang ang dami kong narinig. Like, for example, old couple. Napakwento si Lola na sabi raw niya na yung asawa niya, nung Vietnam War, si asawa niya Pinoy, tapos si Vietnamese siya. Nung Vietnamese War, yung asawa niya, kinuha siya from Vietnam, tinakas siya, dinala siya sa Philippines, parang fairy tale, diba? So parang, tuwa ako, kasi parang, kung hindi ako naging FA, kung if I didn't stop and parang nakipag-small talk lang sa random passenger, hindi ko malalaman na meron pa ng fairy tale beginning na love story ang naganap dito sa aeroplanong to. Hindi ko malalaman na lumipad, parang knight in shining armor si lalaki, kinuha si Madam sa Vietnam War habang nagpuputukan yung mga bomba, inuwi sa Pilipinas, tapos doon siya pinakasalan, parang hindi sana all, di ba? Tapos, I also met this guy. He's from the States. Old guy na, middle age. Parang saya-saya niya, ganyan. Excited siya. Hindi ako nagsasalita. As in, nandun ako kasi we're in the plane. Merong area na nakaupo ka sa harap ng pasahero. So, parang this is me, ito yung passenger. So, nakaupo din sila. So, wala kang choice. So, parang, hindi na ako yung kailangan mag-small talk. Nag-small talk siya, sabi niya, you know what, I'm so excited to go to the Philippines. Sabi ko, why? Parang nagulat ako. So, sobrang excitement siya. Mas excited pa siya sa mga bata na pupunta ng Philippines for the first time. Kasi daw, he's going to meet the love of his life. Tapos sabi ko, huh? Kasi daw, he's gonna go to the Philippines to get married. Now, this story might seem familiar na parang nag-meet sila through Facebook, tapos naging mag-fiancé sila, tapos parang pupunta si guy from the Philippines, tapos he's taga Jensan daw. He's going to Jensan, may connecting siya to Jensan. Pupunta siya ng Jensan, ma-meet niya yung family nung future wife niya for the first time. Tapos parang, na-amaze ako kung gano'n siya kakilig. Now, kahit he's way older than I am, parang siyang kung gumalaw parang 16 years old na parang in love for the first time, parang natuwa naman ako sa kanya. And I honestly wish na sana fairy tale ending yung story niya, na parang ready niya ibigay yung lahat ng love niya dun sa girls sa Jensan. Sana it will be all good. And Marami, like, sobrang daming good stories, bad stories, meron na hindi mo inaasahan, papasok na aeroplano, naka-literal na pajama, as in pajama, guys, pajama with the chinelas, eyeliner pa, chinelas, pero siya yung VIP ng flight, ganon. Yung may pasahero na naka-gold, kung ano man, tapos nakabag siya na social, pero hindi siya yung VIP ng flight. There are so many different kinds of people na nakakatuwa na parang gusto kong malaman yung lahat ng stories nila. Yun nga, everyone has a story to tell. So parang, kung ano man yung pinagdadaanan nila, mas madaling tawag dito, yung pagpasensyahan ba? Kasi nga, hindi mo naman alam eh. And at the same time, it's like, for me, in-flight service helped me try to be that person that I wish was there when I needed someone to understand. Alam mo yun? So, that's why I gusto kong nasa loob ako ng aeroplano. For some reason, minsan kahit tamad na tamad ako mag-work kasi wala akong gana mag-work. So, parang kakalad ka rin ko yung paa ko. Going to the office. Yan. Tapos parang check-in. Tamad na tamad. Pero the moment na pumunta akong airport, biglang excited na ako bigla. Kasi na-realize ko, oh my God, I'm gonna serve these people, makikipag-meet ako sa mga ganto, na makakausap ko to, na parang may makikilala akong bago, may bago may experience. So parang, kahit alam ko tamad na tamad ako, pipilit ko pumasok kasi alam ko by the time I reach the airport, biglang mag-kick in yung excitement ko. Yung gusto ko na parang, yes, in-flight service time. Honestly, parang, I still don't know kung totoo ba. Kasi minsan English ko parang ang cliche. Mas nag-enjoy ako mag-serve kaysa dun sa mismong travel. Pero baka akala ko lang yun. Echosero lang ako, no? So, hindi ko alam. But, yeah, ang dami ko nasabi. So, I hope na may natutunan kayo. And for the sake of Galley Talks fashion, alam ko may kailangan may show and tell. So, again, hindi ko naman alam kung ano i-show ko. Like, ako yung inaugural Galley Talks person. I showed my Harry Potter 1 back then. And then, nagtingin ako dito sa collection ko kung meron ako ipapakita. So, kapag nag-Galley Talks ako maraming beses, edi, mapapakita ko siya lahat. Pero for today, nag-send kasi si ating host ng guide question. So, parang nakatulong yun sa i-show ko today. Nakalagay yun, what is your most spontaneous purchase abroad? I cannot say kasi lahat ng purchase ko pinag-iisipan ko. Pero I guess I can say this is the most outrageous that I have purchased. So, it is a box, di ba? If you guys see. Nakalagay, naka-mirror view nga lang, Lord of the Rings. But, kasi, this is the official movie replica of the One Ring of Power. If nanonood kayo ng Lord of the Rings, so ito yon. And that's why, kaya siya outrageous kasi it's 18 karat gold plated. Plated naman, hindi siya pure gold. Plated. And it cost me 150 New Zealand dollars. Hindi ko alam kung magkano siya sa US dollar or ano. Basta nung time na yun, parang iniisip ko, bakit ko siya binili, pero hayaan mo na. So, this is my most outrageous purchase. Pero, ayun, saya-saya ko, diba? Like, ayun. Leave me alone, okay? And then, most outrageous purchase to. And then, siguro, the pinakasulit purchase ko in my travels abroad is a show ticket. Na, I bought it for 700 pesos. Converted na siya. I bought it for 700 pesos. Again, yes, it's Harry Potter. Sorry na, guys. So, sorry na, Harry Potter na naman, no? If you guys are aware na merong official part 2 yung buong series, which is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. It's exclusive sa mga theaters, pero may libro siya. So, nasa London ako one time, and then during that time, parang nagda-dry run pa lang sila, hindi pa nag-world premiere. So, sakto, tamad na tamad din ako gumala nun pero pinili kong gumala kasi naisip ko, yun nga, parang pag hinayaan akong tamarin ako, mas wala na ako mawala ng gana, di ba? So, gumala ako, pumunta ako sa downtown London. And then, nandun na yung theater, tapos naka-design na with Harry Potter, tapos may pila. Sabi ko, ba't may pila? So, punta ako. Tinanong ko, what's the line about? So, apparently, before the world premiere, nire-release na nila parang may pinapalabas pa rin na nila before the world premiere. Parang dry run nga. So, sabi ko, ba't may pila? Pila ba to for tickets? Tapos sabi nung nakapila is, tickets already are sold out. Pero kaya sila nakapila kasi there is this very small chance na yung bumili ng ticket that day, isa sa uli. So, pag sinauli nila, you call it return tickets. Pag sinauli nila, ibebenta ulit ng theater production. So, parang ako, pipila ako. Meron akong maliit na chance na mapanood yung Harry Potter and the Cursed Child before mapanood ng buong mundo. Tapos, ang start daw ng show is 1 o'clock. It was on 9 in the morning that day. So, meaning, kinumpit ko na agad. 1 o'clock, wala akong nakuha ng ticket. So, nagsayang ako ng 4 na oras. Pero, bakit ba? Kung makuha ko, di ba? So, pila ako. May sunog pa na nangyari doon sa 2 blocks daw. Nakala ko mag-evacuate lahat mga tao kasi umabot sa amin yung usok eh. Nakabili ako. Like, I was the very last one na nagkaroon ng ticket. It's 2 tickets for both plays kasi nakahati siya sa dalawa. All for 700 pesos. Para ako 700 pesos para doon sa nakukuha nun. And kung sa Pilipinas, if nanonood kayo ng theater shows here in the Philippines, 700 pesos, hindi ka nga pwede mag-standing ng 700 pesos eh. Ganon ka muna yung ticket ko nun. So, yun yung pinakasulit kong ticket. As in, parang gusto kong maiyak sa tuwa nun. Parang ako, oh my God. Nandito yung ticket eh. Bakit nga ba di ko nilabas? But anyway, yun yung pinakasulit kong purchase. It was the best. It was my best day ever. Nung time na yun, syempre. So, ayun. I think I said all that I need to say. I hope na may natutunan kayo kahit ang rambly ko. Kasi yun naman yung sinabi sa akin ni Kuya, okay lang yan, kahit ano sabihin mo, okay lang kasi the point is to be as casual and as happy and as conversational as possible. Hindi to parang pure confidence na kailangan na kailangan ko kabisaduhin lahat. So, hindi ko kabisado lahat. So, anyway, but for those who still here, who's still listening, and yeah, thank you so much. Gusto ko lang ng dahilan na gamitin yung whiteboard ko. So, ayan. And my markers. Thank you!
Let me continue on by talking about our next speaker who will elaborate about flight attendants during the pandemic. His YouTube handle is Mike Quinzon, hashtag vlogMQ. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, may I present Mike Quinzon. No audio yet, Mike? Ayan.
Okay na, ayan. Thank you, Sir Amor. All right, guys. What's up? It's me once again, your Flying Bay. Good afternoon, everyone. Before I'll proceed with my sharing of experience about FAs during pandemic, let me introduce first myself. I am Joe Michael Bickinson. I'm a cabin crew for 2 years with my current company. Before that, I'm a registered nurse by profession. And before I became a cabin crew, I used to work from different clinics, hospitals, and also I tried different industries like sales and marketing, and also engaged myself in part-time in modeling and acting. So since 2010, yung estudyante pa ako ng college, talagang nagpa-part-time na ako since passion ko rin naman yon and also extra income. So hi guys sa lahat ng mga viewers and sa participants today. salamat for joining us today. So yun, thank you Sir Amor for inviting me actually for this conference. Medyo kinakabahan ako guys, so bear with me kasi first time ko mag-talk talaga, hindi ako sanay. So ayun guys, let's start. So yun nga, since March 15, nag-start yung lockdown. Yung operations, most of airline companies talaga is nag-stop. So walang trabaho, walang work temporarily. And yun, based from my experience guys, share ko na lang sa inyo. Since nakatira ako dito, nag-rent ako dito guys sa isang area sa Pasay para malapit sa workplace. So, nung nag-start yung lockdown, dito lang ako nag-stay talaga. Wala akong kasamang, family ko, wala dito. So, very challenging sa part ko since nasanay ako na everyday may work, everyday may flights. And hinahanap ko yung routine na yun kasi nasanay nga ako for 2 years, parang ganun yung routine ko everyday. So, yun, nag-lockdown, nawalan ng temporarily walang work and schedule. Ang ginawa ko is, syempre, nung umpisa natuwa ako kasi parang pahinga siya, syempre, di ba guys? Honestly, pahinga siya and bihira kasi mangyari yon na parang matagal may pahinga yung FA unless naka-leave ka talaga. So, ayun. Pero nung tumagal-tagal na, nung quarantine days, tapos wala pa ring flight, parang napapaisip ako na parang hindi siya healthy, hindi rin tama kasi syempre, since wala ngang work, wala ding income sa part namin. And ayun, nakakalungkot din kasi syempre meron tayong mga binabayaran, meron tayong mga goals sa buhay na gusto natin i-achieve. So, medyo na tamaan yun dahil sa pandemic. Kaya ayun, maraming mga businesses ang nabuo because of pandemic. Lalo na sa mga FA, if nabalitaan nyo rin yung mga mga iba-ibang FA na nagbebenta ng kung ano-anong products, mostly yung mga pagkain. So ayun, isa rin yung sa akin, sa experience ko, nakabuo ako ng small business, which is yung, ano ba yun? Flying Bay. Ayun nga, nakatuwa kasi I thought at first, kinakabahan ako kasi sabi ko parang wala naman tatangkilik or bibili sa mga food products ko. Pero sobrang, tawag doon, parang mainit yung pagtanggap sa akin ng mga bumili kasi ang dami, lalo na nung na-invite ako. Actually guys, to be modesty aside, na-invite ako sa 24 oras interview about it. So, nakakatuwa lang kasi parang maraming naka-appreciate sa ginawa ko at sa story ko. Siyempre, na-inspire yung ibang tao kahit hindi FAs na mag-start din ng kanilang business since ang puhunan ko lang doon is maliit lang na amount. So, ayun, nakakatuwa lang. Kasi until now naman, meron pa rin mga until na may mga bumili pa, mga umu-order pa rin sa business ko. So nakakatuwa. Thank you. At ayun, ano tawag doon? Saan ako? So ayun nga, maraming small businesses ang nagawa because of pandemic. So syempre, hindi lang tayo dapat alam mo yun, forever nakahiga o pahinga lang. So aside from while waiting para bumalik yung operation, yun yung ginagawa ko guys. Doing the small business and also I do vlogging since 2 years ago. Nag-start na rin ako sa YouTube channel ko na #vlogMQ. So bale, ginawa ko na lang siyang mga as hobby para hindi ako mabagot. And nakatuwa kasi syempre nag-monetize na siya last year, month of June. So ayun, nakatuwa kasi syempre extra income din yun sa part ko. Then at the same time, nag-enjoy ako kasi nasi-share ko rin doon, lalo na sa mga aspirants tulad nyo guys na nagko-comment, nagko-follow sa akin sa channel. So parang yun yung way para magkaroon ako ng communication sa inyo since alam ko din yung mga pinagdadaanan nyo. Since before, ako isang cabin crew aspirant. So yun nga guys, konting share ko lang din sa inyo na before ako naging cabin crew, na experience ko rin yung rejections to 4 times actually sa iba't ibang airline companies. So, inisip ko that time, lalo na yung last kong apply sa isang company na parang magiging cabin crew pa ba ako? Since syempre tumatanda na rin ako and ayun, feeling ko nawawala na ako ng gana. I mean, hopeless na ako for this dream job. But yun nga, a day before my birthday, nabigyan ako, yun yung parang final assessment ko sa current company ko ngayon. And then, ayun, luckily, nakapasa ako and nag-start na ako mag-training. Kaya guys, don't lose hope kasi I know someday ma-achieve nyo rin tong dream nyo na maging isang cabin crew. So, ayun, grabe talaga yung nangyari dahil sa pandemic. Kasi, di ba guys, nabanggit ko nga na na-stop nga yung operations natin ng airline companies. So, meaning, wala mga trabaho yung mga FAs or even yung ibang mga workers sa airline companies. So, ayun, nakakasad kasi 'di ba na narinig din natin o aware tayo na may mga ongoing retrenchment sa iba't ibang airline companies and yun nakakalungkot kasi syempre kahit hindi man sa company natin or sa ibang company nangyari, syempre mga kapatid natin yon sa industry at syempre may mga kakilala tayo doon na naapektuhan and nakakalungkot talaga siya guys kasi syempre hindi natin in-expect to because of pandemic parang ninakaw yung alam mo yon yung something na dream job natin to eh. So nakakalungkot lang kaya sana mawala na talaga tong pandemic at makabalik na sa normal. So ayun nga. So after that around around May talagang may paunti-unti ng flights lalo na sa sa airline company namin, mostly kasi domestic talaga. So nagkakaroon ng cargo flights and chartered flights. So isa ako dun sa mga nag-volunteer para para lumipad kasi talagang hindi ko na kaya yung bagot na talaga ako guys dito. So tsaka gusto ko rin syempre makatulong sa company. So hindi lahat kasi merong mode of transportation pa that time para pumasok sa work. So naghahanap sila ng volunteers kasi 'di ba nakaano pa tayo GCQ MECQ yata or basta something na wala pang mga sasakyan or wala pang Grab kaya yung kaya lang na makapasok yung lipad muna. So ayun isa ako sa mga nag-volunteer noon. Kaya ayun. Anyway, after that guys, actually until now naman luckily nakakalipad pa rin ako. So ayun sa mga ano ko tawag doon? Sorry. Kinakabahan talaga ako guys pasensya na. So ayun. Nasaan na tayo? So may mga nagtatanong pala sa akin kung ano yung mas mahirap daw before pandemic or during pandemic na mag-work as a cabin crew. So for me, mas mahirap siya ngayon when it comes sa syempre yung mga safety protocols, 'di ba? Medyo hassle ngayon lalo kung lilipad tayo kung papuntang ibang bansa or sa kahit local flights, may mga required documents na kailangan natin magpa-swab. So medyo hassle siya sa part natin lalo na kung gusto lang natin alam mo yun, mag-tour lang or mga biglaan na plans. So medyo hassle siya ngayon. And then sa part namin as FA, mahirap din syempre kasi naka-mask kami, naka-full PPE. So ayun, pero when it comes to service naman, mas madali siya. For me guys, mas madali siya ngayon kasi modified na yung service. Hindi na siya tulad ng before na may nagsiserve kami sa economy ng mga hot beverages or ibang snacks na ano. So ngayon kasi minodify na ng company namin yung siniserve namin. So yun, medyo less yung kumbaga ginagawa namin. Pero mahirap pa rin siya guys, lalo na kumilos kasi nga naka-PP kami and mask. So for me, kung ako tatanungin, mas gusto ko pa rin yung before na nung normal days kasi talagang full service, mas maraming interactions with the passengers talaga. So ayun, then nasaan na tayo? For those who are asking then if they can still be flight attendant flight attendant kahit may pandemic, masasabi ko, yes, soon siguro kapag naging okay na lahat, kapag bumalik na talaga sa normal yung operations, yun, wag kayong mawalan ng pag-asa, guys, kasi soon magiging okay din lahat. Kumbaga ngayon, while waiting for that opportunity, improve na lang muna natin yung sarili natin, practice tayo kung paano sumagot sa mga interview, manood tayo ng mga vlog, sa mga FAs, and also, ayun, mag-aral lang mabuti, tapusin natin yung school kasi mas okay pa rin na kung ano yung tinapos natin din. I mean, mas okay na graduate tayo ng college, kumbaga. Yung iba kasi nagmamadali. May mga na-encounter ako sa vlogs ko na dinadalo sila parang graduate, parang gusto nila mag-FA agad. So, merong mga nag-accept na ibang airline companies na undergrad, pero meron ding iba na nire-require na college graduate. So, while waiting, mas okay din na mag-aral na lang muna tayo at tapusin natin yung school. So, ayun. Then, so yun, guys. Sana na ako. Pag may mga tanong kayo, guys, you can ask me naman. And yun. Do you think we can still go back to how we were before? Why or why not? Yes, yes. Ako naniwala ako, guys, na magiging normal pa rin lahat. Kumbaga, positive lang tayo na babalik tayo sa dati, sa normal. Kasi ginagawa naman na ng paraan ng, for example, ng government, ng ibang mga companies na makagawa ng solution para matapos na tong pandemic, magkaroon ng, di ba, nagkaroon na nga ng vaccines for the virus. So, ayun, pray lang tayo lagi and also maging positive lang sa mga bagay. So, ayun, ano pa bang pwede kong i-share sa FA during pandemic? So yun, actually guys, may mga na-miss siguro ako since medyo kinakabahan talaga ako ngayon. You can watch it sa YouTube channel ko. Meron akong video about this sa sa experience ko as FA during pandemic. So you can watch it on my YouTube channel, #vlogmq. So I guess I'm good, Sir Amor. Ayun, lagi ko sinasabi to sa channel ko, you have to stay awesome and always wear a smile. So guys, flying with you soon.
For our last speaker, she's gonna talk about life as an international flight attendant. Her YouTube handle is DayswithKath. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce Miss Kath Alano Sikat.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kath of the YouTube channel DayswithKath. So, before I begin, I would like to apologize that I couldn't be there live because by the time that you're watching this video, kakapanganak ko lang. So, I don't think I'll be able to do the live video. So, I decided I'll just record my video so that at least I can still be there with you guys even though it's not live. So yeah, like what I said, I am Kath. You can call me your Ate Kath or Kath, Catherine, whatever is comfortable for you. And I have been a flight attendant. I've been in the aviation industry for the past 9 years. I worked with Cebu Pacific for a year and a half before finally deciding to move to international waters and work with Qatar Airways. So when Amor told me that I'm gonna be talking about my life as a flight attendant, napaisip ako kasi the past 8 years that I've been working with the airline, sobrang blur. Parang sobrang bilis ng mga pangyayari kasi ganun talaga kapag lumilipad ka, hindi mo mamamalayan na naku, teka lang, 2 years na pala ako sa airline, tapos after 2 years biglang, wow, 8 years ka na pala dun sa airline. And the first thing that came into my mind is bittersweet. It's bittersweet kasi masaya, malungkot, exciting, boring, I hate it, I love it. Sobrang opposites talaga yung emotions ko, and it's really a roller coaster ride when you're working for an international airline. And then, the next question I asked myself was, how do I best share with you guys my experience as an international flight attendant? Kasi it's so easy to say na it's a happy experience, ganito siya, paano ka makakapasok sa airline, ang daming ways. I figured that the best way for me to share my international flight attendant experience is to share with you how my life changed ever since I joined Qatar Airways. I'm sure there's a lot of you here on this conference right now na sobrang gusto nyo talagang mag-join ng international airline kasi syempre ang daming destination and you're gonna be tagged international. Syempre hindi mo lang pride yun, pride din ng parents mo whenever they mention to their friends na, hey, I have a daughter who's a flight attendant working for this, whatever airline, and ang next is, where does she fly? She goes to Europe, she goes to America, Australia, and all those places. But what I want you to do right now is to ask yourself, why? What is my reason why I want to work for an international airline? Ano ba? Ano bang dahilan ko? Bakit ba gustong-gusto kong mag-work sa international na airline? Kasi for me, personally, that is the very question that I asked myself before I decided that, okay, finally, I'm gonna try to apply for an international airline. Kasi sa totoo lang, even if you ask my friends, any of my family, I never even had the idea na gusto kong mag-international airline. Not even once did it cross my mind na, hey Kat, parang mas masaya mag-work for an international airline like Qatar Airways or Emirates. And the thing is, hindi ko alam anong itsura ng uniform nila, saan ba sila lumilipad, magkanong sweldo nila, or whatever. Ang alam ko lang, every month they were hiring in the Philippines during that time. And ang dami talaga nag-a-apply. Nagtataka ako, bakit ba itong mga to gustong-gusto nilang mag-apply? Okay naman na kami dito sa local airline. Until finally, one of my batchmates told me that Qatar Airways is hiring. Unti-unti ako na curious, like, what is all this hype about? What is with these people wanting to join an international airline? And I figured, okay, why not go for the interview so that I can at least practice my interview skills? Because by that time, I've only gone to one interview, and that is my Cebu Pacific interview. So I sort of just wanted to practice. So I asked myself, okay, Kat, if you're gonna apply for an international airline, what is your reason? So that's what I want you to do now. You ask yourself, write it on a piece of paper. What is your reason why you want to join an international airline? Only answer I can give myself that time was gusto kong mabago yung buhay ng family ko. Well, yes, the salary that I was earning with Cebu Pacific is enough, but not enough for me to save money or buy a house, buy a car, give them more comfortable life. Kasi hindi naman ako nanggaling sa mayamang pamilya. I asked myself that question until the moment that I boarded that Qatar Airways aircraft on August 4, 2012 with just $100 in my pocket, or like 4,500 pesos in my pocket. I boarded that aircraft praying to God that I made the right decision. And I held on to that answer na I wanted to change my family's life. My point here is, we all have dreams, and your dream is that you want to work for an international airline. But is it enough? Is it enough for you to dream it? What I'm trying to say here is, your reason has to be as big as your dream. Because your dreams can instantly turn into nightmare when you're faced with the realities of the job. Biglang maiisip mo na, oh my God, hindi ito yung pinangarap ko, hindi ito yung naisip ko na gagawin ko dito. So when you come across that situation na nako-question mo na dream ko ba talaga to? You go back to your reason. Ano bang dahilan ko? Bakit ako nandito? And for me, that was it. I wanted to change my family's life, and that's what kept me working in the airline for 8 years. I still remember the day that the aircraft landed in Doha. When I looked outside the window, oh my God, sabi ko, bakit ganito? Parang may filter. Lahat ng nakikita mo, sepia. Pare-pareho yung kulay. Everything was sand color. And disyerto talaga. And I thought, okay ba talagang tumira dito sa lugar na to? So the next thing that happened was we were given our welcome allowance of 2,000 Qatari riyals, which is roughly 25 or 24,000 pesos. And then we were brought to our individual accommodations. So when we were told that we're gonna get accommodation, I didn't really expect it to be, my expectations was really, really low. But oh my goodness, when we entered the flat, when the housing officer took me inside the flat, nagulat ako. Kasi pagpasok, dun sa sala, my goodness, may chandelier. Hindi lang isa, pero dalawa. And then there was another door. They opened it. Kitchen. Yung kitchen may sariling aircon. Sabi ko, hala, oh my goodness, ang ganda. Tapos may sarili akong kwarto. I have my own bathroom. Sa loob-loob ko, oh my goodness, grabe, excited na ako. Gusto ko nang tawagan yung parents ko and yung boyfriend ko, that time, si Paolo. Pero syempre, sa harap ng housing officer, very cool lang ako na parang, yeah, I was expecting this. Pero deep inside talaga, grabe, major meltdown sa ganda nung accommodation na nakuha ko. So for those of you who are wondering, yes, accommodation is provided by the airline. Libre siya, and don't worry, kasi maganda naman talaga yung binibigay nilang accommodation. So you don't even have to worry na itatapon lang kayo basta-basta kung saan-saan nung airline. So I remember after settling down, kasi we were given a welcome basket with bread, milk, and stuff, pero wala akong dalang food. So, I told my Filipina batchmates, tatlo kami noon na napunta dun sa same building, pero hindi kami naging flatmates. I told them, let's go out, let's buy food. Pero nasa isip ko talaga, kailangan ko maghanap ng Western Union because I needed to send money for my parents. So, at least they're gonna have, allowance for the monthly expenses. Kasi nga, hindi naman kami talaga yayamanin. So, yun na nga, I invited them, let's go out. And then, grabe, sobrang mga 2 blocks from our accommodation, nakakita ako ng money exchange, Western Union. Sabi ko talaga, hoy, may money exchange doon, tara, pasok tayo. Gulat na gulat sila, na parang, hello, kakaalis lang natin, magpapadala ka na. Sabi ko, sige na, tara, napunta tayo. So, we went there, and then I sent, half of the welcome allowance. So, tag-half kami. 1,000 riyals sa kanila, 1,000 for me. And up to this day, hindi ko pa rin talaga ma-figure out kung paano ko na-stretch yung money for 2 months during the training na 500 riyals lang yung nagastos ko, which is equivalent to like 8,000 pesos. Grabing pagtitipid na hindi ko talaga alam paano nangyari. And if you're wondering, during your training, yes, you're gonna get your salary as well, which is, during our time, is 3,600 riyals, equivalent to around 40,000 pesos. So, yun, super save up because if you're thinking that it's already a big amount, it's completely different when you're in another country kasi sobrang mahal ng bilihin. The expenses are quite expensive in Doha. Our training started, and I usually receive this question a lot. Is the training harder in international airlines compared to local airlines? I would say it's almost the same because, of course, every airline has to adhere to the requirements of the civil aviation. So, whatever is required for a trainee to learn, that's what the instructors will teach you. So, an instructor who taught us, our batch, yung mga bagay na sobrang kailangan namin malaman. Yung kailangan mo lang malaman. If something is nice to know, he would say, yeah, it's nice to know this, but not necessary. So, very practical yung instructor na napuntahan ko. So, it was just fun, relaxed. Until finally, Wings Day came. Wings Day is like the graduation where you finally get to wear that burgundy uniform, don your hat, put your name badges on, and feel like you're finally a flight attendant. Even though, deep inside, niisip mo, alam ko na ba talagang gagawin ko pag sumakay ako ng eroplano. But anyway, 2 days after Wings Day, my batchmates already started flying, which was not the case for me because I couldn't pass the government requirements, which was the fingerprint scan kasi I don't have fingerprints. So that's a trivia for you guys. I don't have fingerprints because of my extreme eczema. So I had to wait for a month until finally I was able to clear the digital fingerprint thing so they can give me my resident permit, because I cannot exit the country without the resident permit. But imagine, for 1 month I was just at home, and then all my batchmates and my Filipina friends were telling me, "Hey Kat, I've been to this place," and all. They were very excited, and for me, nothing. I was just there sitting at home. I don't even know. Takot na takot ako kasi sabi ko, hala, baka pauwiin na lang nila ako kasi wala naman akong silbi, hindi naman ako nakakalipad. I'm not doing anything for the airline and they were still paying me my basic salary. So it was the fear of losing the job nang hindi mo pa naumpisahan. Sobrang nakakatakot siya. But anyway, after a month, I was able to clear it, and then I started flying. And here is where things start to get interesting kasi finally I get my roster, which is what we call our the schedule roster for the month. So you're gonna know if saan yung mga lugar na pupuntahan mo, which country and all. And my first flight was to Bangalore, India. So ito yung first reality check sa akin when I did my first flight. Kasi sometimes we think that yes, we're gonna fly with an international airline and we're gonna have international customers from Europe, from US. They're very well educated, very proper. And then you do flights like such where you have customers who are laborers, because you have to remember that this part of the world, Middle East, is although they're already developed, they require a lot of laborers and workers to build their buildings and stuff like that. And the type of people that you're gonna have in your flight on flights like this are people who are not well versed in English. They don't really know how to communicate what they want. So some of them would just pull you like this or snap their fingers. Hey, come here. I need something. Psst, psst, like that. So it was a reality check for me, because I'm like, whoa, I'm working for an international airline, but I have to serve people like this. Which brings me to one life lesson I learned when I worked for an international airline. You can never discriminate, because you have to remember that at the end of the day, these people that come into your flight, they're paying your salary. Even though they did not buy their tickets with their own money from their own pockets, whatever money comes from their employers are the one who's paying you. So it keeps you grounded in such a way na may isip mo, oh my God, itong mga tao na to, they don't get the chance to go home every month or every week. They only get to travel once. They don't even know how to flush the toilet. They don't know where their seats are. They don't know how to speak in English. All they know is that they want to drink, they want to eat, and it's your responsibility, it is your job as their international flight attendant to give them what they need and to be patient. Kasi in reality, it's a lot easier to serve someone who's dressed nicely, who smells nice. Pero, like what I said, as a flight attendant, you can never discriminate. You always have to keep in your mind that they are also people, and they are the people who deserves to be served more compared to others, because they have never really experienced that in their lives. So if there's one thing that flying for an international airline has taught me, it's to be more respectful and to be less discriminatory when it comes to people's race, nationality, kung anong itsura nila, anong suot nila. Everybody who comes on board that aircraft is your responsibility, and part of your responsibility is to take care of them. I would say working for an international airline has changed my personality or some of my characteristics and honed me to become a better person than I was before. Like for example, I usually get the question, do you only fly with Filipinos or do you also fly with other nationalities? And the answer is yes, we always fly with different nationalities. Like probably in one flight, you're gonna fly with 5 different nationalities like Romanian, Korean, Indian, American, Australian. And when you put different cultures or people from different cultures in one flight where there is stress, time constraints, personalities are gonna come out. Is it easy or is it difficult working with different nationalities? I wouldn't say it's 100% easy all the time because like what I said, their beliefs are completely different to ours. So there's gonna be a sort of adjustment. So this is one thing that you're gonna learn as well once you start flying, that sometimes you just have to accept that people have different beliefs than yours, and it's just a matter of respecting that they think differently than you. You have to know when to pick your battles and when to stand your ground because people are really gonna test your patience and they're gonna push you to your boundaries. And if you're not a person who is level-headed or patient enough, or you're not someone who knows how to speak up for yourself, medyo mahirapan ka makibagay sa kanila kasi medyo strong ang personality of other people. But the fun side to that is you get to learn about different cultures, and the experience you get from meeting people from different countries, it's a lot better than what you can read on a book or what you can watch on TV or browse through social media. The personal interaction that you get with the people that you get to meet in flight, it's priceless. So instead of worrying if it's gonna be a challenge for you or not, when you start working with other nationalities, think of it this way. Meeting people from different country, different nationality is a gift for me. Because if today I get to talk to somebody from a country that I've never been to, I get to learn one thing new today. And for me, learning is always a gift. Remember when I told you that you need a really strong reason why you want to work for an international airline? The reason is that nakakapagod talaga siya. There will come a time where may isip mo na, bakit ko ba ginawa to? And for me, it was on my first flight. That Bangalore, India flight, where after we landed, it was a turnaround flight, meaning balikan lang siya. Pupunta kang Bangalore, you stay on ground for like 2 hours, cleaning ng aircraft, and then balik na kayo ng base, which was Doha for me. And I remember it was a 3-hour flight, but we didn't get the chance to eat anything because it was such a busy flight. After we landed, I just found myself seated sa jump seat with my hands like this on my face. And I was so hungry. And the only thing that went into my mind, ang naisip ko lang talaga, ano ba Catherine, ano ba naman tong pinasok mo? Ang tahitahimik ng buhay mo sa Cebu Pacific, bakit mo ba naisip na gawin to? Yun. So sabi ko, kakayanin ko ba to? I have never been that tired my entire life. And naisip ko, shocks, ito na ba yung magiging buhay ko from now on? The answer is yes. Yes talaga. Kasi every flight is tiring. Every flight is full. Especially Qatar Airways, laging full yung mga flight. Nakakapagod talaga. And then, pagod ka na nga, you will still get complaints from passengers. And then I realized, hoy Catherine, wala kang karapatang magreklamo. Kasi, ginusto mo to. And you have your reason why you are here. And dun lang talaga ako kumapit. Kumapit lang ako sa reason ko na sa ikauunlad ng Pilipinas, sa ikauunlad ng pamilya, you have to stay. Does it get any easier? No. Do you get used to the level of pagod? yes, makakasanayan mo naman yung pagod until finally everything becomes a routine to you and parang enjoy mo na lang siya and you're gonna know how to deal with passengers even if mag-complain sila. There was a time that I would just run to the lavatory and I would cry kasi sobrang weak ng heart ko na pag sinigawan ako ng pasahero. Hindi ko kinakaya kasi naiiyak talaga ako. Punta ako ng toilet, iiyak ko lahat. Tapos lalabas ulit ako. There was a time na muntik ako masukahan ng pasahero. There was a time na naglinis ako ng suka ng pasahero. Yes, all the dirty stuff, yes, we do it on board the aircraft. Kahit na gaano kaganda ang makeup mo, gaano kaganda ang uniform mo, you have to do dirty stuff as well. I'm not saying this to discourage you, but this is the reality of the work. And I want you to come prepared when you start flying for an international airline. Let's claim it. Once you become a flight attendant with an international airline, these are the things that you are gonna do. It's not always putting on nice makeup, buying your bags in Paris, shopping in Milan. There are a lot of disgusting things that you need to deal with on board the aircraft before you get to enjoy the beautiful view of Paris, the Eiffel Tower. But at the end of the day, is it worth it? Yes. Because like what I told you, flying with or working with Qatar Airways has changed my life. 6 months into working with Qatar Airways, I was able to save up for a down payment for a house. And I was able to buy a house for my family. And I was able to buy a car, send my brothers to school, make sure that my parents are not worried about what to eat the next day or what clothes to wear when there's an occasion. All because I started working for the airline and I started earning better. Yes, my life improved financially and the status of the life also improved. But I think what's priceless is how I grew as a person. Before joining the airline, I was never independent. I was living with my parents. At the age of 23, I have never been independent. I have never lived on my own. I've never gone to a restaurant and ate alone, living alone. You will get to know a part of yourself that you didn't even know existed. Like for me, I never knew that I could handle my own finances. I never knew that I can even buy my groceries by myself. I never knew that I could eat in a restaurant alone without somebody to talk to. But you know, ang babaw pakinggan, pero for me, it was an achievement. And slowly, you're gonna grow. I became more independent. I became more open-minded when it comes to other nationalities, other people, and understanding cultures. If you're gonna ask me, ate, mahirap ba? I will be very honest. Yes, it's really hard. It's hard to be alone. It's hard to be away from your family. It's hard to not have somebody there when you get sick. I've also experienced going to the hospital alone kasi wala kang family. But do you have to dwell in the idea na mahirap lang siya? Of course not. It's all up to you. You take the good with the bad all the time kasi wala naman talagang trabahong madali, 'di ba? Kahit saan ka pumunta, if you're always gonna search for something easy, do you think it's gonna be worth it? 'Di ba? It's just a matter of enjoying what you're doing. Now ask me, masaya ba ate? Sobrang saya. Sobrang saya because you're gonna meet a lot of new friends. You're gonna go to places na pinangarap mo lang. I remember going to Cairo, Egypt, and as a young girl, it was my dream to go there. And if I did not become an international flight attendant, I wouldn't be able to go to that place. Kasi sa totoo lang, mahal mag-travel, magastos, bumili ng airline ticket, mag-book ng sarili mong hotel. But when you're working for an international airline, everything is free. Bayad ka pa, 'di ba? But of course, you have to work for it. You need to compensate the company as well for all the compensations that they are giving you. That's how it goes when you're working, 'di ba? Magtrabaho ka, nakikitain ka, you get all your benefits. But if you're gonna dwell on the idea na super negative, I am telling you, 2 years you're already out. That's why in the beginning I told you, diba? I asked you rather, What is your reason? Because your reason has to be as big as your dream. Kasi kung wala kang dahilan kung bakit ka nangangarap maging international flight attendant, madali kang susuko. Another question that I always get asked, what is your favorite part of being a flight attendant? For me, I think my favorite part is wearing the uniform. I'm really proud to wear the uniform of the airline that I work for every morning or every night that I would wake up and prepare for a flight. Every time I put on my makeup, wear my uniform, and don my hat, I feel a sense of pride because when I applied for this airline, there were thousands of other applicants who were praying that they would get this job, and I got it. So no matter how difficult it gets, all I have to think is that at one point in my life, I wanted this as much as the other people who are still dreaming about this. So what I want you to do is right now, close your eyes and remember this moment. Remember this moment na you want it so bad, na you would do anything to get your dream and to achieve all your goals. Close your eyes and imagine that. Remember this moment and all the times that you prayed to God that you will reach your dreams and you will become an international flight attendant. And then one day, when you start feeling tired and you don't want to do it anymore, you can simply close your eyes again and go back to this moment and you will feel re-energized. I promise you. Thank you very much for your time and for listening to my random stories. Once again, I really apologize that I couldn't be there live. I really wanted to do this. I was really looking forward to it. I'm very excited, but you know, hey, I'm gonna be pushing a baby out of my body. So yeah, I'm really excited about that as well. And I'm not making any promises, but I will try my best to be there for the question and answer portion after the speech. I will try my best to find time to be there and meet you ladies and gents. So at least you can ask me any of your questions related to a life being being an international flight attendant. Again, thank you very much. As always, this has been Days with Kath. I will see you next time. Bye!
Please do not forget, you are important. You are beautiful. You are intelligent. You are successful. You are blessed. You are loved. You are exceptional. And if there's anything else that you need, my name is Amor. Thank you very much and have a good night.